All right, chat. How y'all doing? Welcome to Nebulous Fleet Command. We're just setting up for the Saturday night fight night now. OSP Strikes Back. We've got a brand new update coming out, well, yesterday, which has been a lot of fun to play on. And we've got a Saturday event. A couple people joining in now. I'm in a Discord call with a few of them. Oh, hey, Ree, already redeeming a meow. All right, I'll get you a meow to start us off. There we go. One meow for the chat and that. Anyways, we were going to go ahead and find the Fight Night Thunderdome here, so I'm just going to get the password. Gonna hop back into the Discord call here, so. Alright, what's our lobby password?
OSP lowercase.
Just realizing I'm still on the test bunch.
I just realized you need to load a big map, right?
Yeah, bigger map.
Max, hey! Nice to see you, Max. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Alright.
Is that why I got disconnected trying to join?
Well, I don't know. Other
call
people are
going on,
making
so it's
it
gonna be
in
a bit
fine,
loud.
so I'm not sure why other people would be getting disconnected. Well,
Yeah,
they should be the same,
ANS
right?
is full.
What is the cat
Server's
doing
got
on my
messed
stream?
up.
I don't know.
No,
What
it
is
isn't.
the
We
cat
got
doing
one
on
more
your
slot.
stream?
I wasn't seeing the server.
Oh,
Someone has
Wait,
to stream these events.
it's not letting me join for ANS.
what
Wait, I
does
need
it-
to load mods
Yeah.
probably. One
Yeah,
second.
I'm about to say load map. Make
Yeah,
sure all
yeah.
maps
If you haven't loaded your mods and you aren't allowed to switch teams, which is weird, but
Nebulous.
okay.
Yeah, it's loading now. Don't worry.
Can you increase the max player of both teams or?
sure. Hold up. Well, I'm gonna
We're
need
just
to
getting
swap
a
the
couple
map
things
to
set
do
up
that,
right now.
but
Technically,
I'm about
Nev
to
is
say
not
you need to make
supposed
sure you have
do
the
what
large
we're doing,
version of the map.
just by default
Yeah.
settings, but we've got a mod over.
Well, I mean, I
so.
guess I was gonna swap the map later. Let's try this one.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
And I mean,
Team's
I don't
still-
know. Like, if we can't fill a 5v5, then I'm not gonna
Yeah,
bump
obviously.
up the
Yeah.
team size. So I'll wait
Uh,
on that one.
Yeah. Fair
Uh,
enough.
Now, keep in mind, this is a
My
mostly open
mods are
lobby.
loading right now.
Password
It might
is
take
OSP
a
all lowercase,
quick
so
sec.
hop on in.
Okay, that's good.
Lone Wolf is kind of the mod hosting this, so I'm just tuning in to do my
Let's see.
showcasting job.
We get more people in here. And if needed, I can swap onto a team.
So if we have, can I join ANS then? If now it's like
Sure.
kind of balanced out.
Sure,
I mean,
cool.
yeah.
All right, I
So,
was
all right, I'll
just
put
making
this
sure to
in
ask
voice
permission
text.
first in case it would mess with anything.
As you can see, we've got a couple different names and faces
Ah,
tuning
yes,
in here.
every time
Anyone
I
of
load,
any rank
it
is
might
welcome.
remind
So
me
if
of
you
my
want to play,
failures as a
just
modder.
hop into the lobby. Password is
Check
OSP all lowercase.
voice text chat for the lobby name and password.
Thunderdome. Password OSP. There you go. I'm just gonna put this little sticky in the chat so anyone who wants to join is able to. Yeah, there you go. All right. We'll be doing some showcasting. I'm not the best showcaster, but we're going to see what we can make happen with it. You see ANS team already filling up here. More slots on the OSP. OSP got a lot of new tools.
I'm
and
honestly
they're
excited.
actually getting some
I'm ready to
done.
test out to see if some of my fleets are still viable after the update.
Well, make sure they don't have. Make sure you check the amount of active decoys you have because that nerf really hurts. The
You hear them
pocket
talking about
books.
some of the new changes that just rolled out. So we got a bunch
What
of point
happened with
increases,
the
super
active
defenses,
decoy
They
nerf? What happened?
they got their
chatting a little bit. So to highlight some of the new updates that came through, the sort of missiles have been changed around a lot. Gone is the EO cluster decoy volleys you used to see from the container liners. They no longer have access to the EO seeker, which was, well, a bit of a problematic tool to begin with since it was impossible to soft kill and just overall ridiculously strong with the half-price container missiles that you can get. So you no longer have to deal with that, but as a cost, the ANS's decoy, the active variant, is now 8 points up from 4. So it's a bit more expensive to run, but it is still very good. There's a lot of other fun little changes that I'll try and highlight throughout the matches, such as the new C90 cannon, which is a 600mm gun, the biggest one in-game, which essentially this just lobs like enormous shells at people, and it is ridiculously fun to see one of these things hit a soft target, because pretty much it's like if you can just imagine like a teeny tiny little house, like just a little gingerbread house. Now hit it with a semi-truck. That's what it feels like to be on the receiving end of the 600mm shells. These things are awesome, and I hope we see some monitors with them tonight. So, we've got a couple other miscellaneous changes that we'll showcase, hopefully, as the night goes on and the game plays, but we're just waiting for 2 more people in lobby, so if there's anyone in the chat here who'd like to play, sticky right up above the chat here at the top, you'll see Fight Night Thunderdome with the password. Come on down, we have a very open, welcoming community, so let's take a look. Wow, we've got a lot of people in the generals. I'm just Gotta turn my audio back on there.
New people who join, check voice text chat for the password to the lobby, and hop in if you want.
Still 2 slots open on the OSP team. Get in here quick, and you can maybe even ask an ANS player to swap.
Yeah, if we don't get some people in a few minutes, then we can probably swap in, or spectators can go into OSP.
We could also make it
that
a
Mic
4
check.
versus 4 if we need be. Team
Hello,
sounds good
we
for
can-
4s.
We can hear you.
Hello. I just bought the game, to be honest. Can I
Hey,
still
welcome.
join?
Yeah, everyone's welcome.
Yeah, sure. I feel like
Alright.
that'll actually be pretty good for you since this update recently came out and we're testing out some stuff from the new update.
Yeah, no one knows what's going on, so you're in good company.
Well,
You can hear
well,
even some of the experienced
that's
players
Going
have
to
no idea
download
what's happening.
something?
New player,
Fren, you're
experienced
ruining my
veteran, doesn't
narrative.
matter.
Don't
Come
say
on
it.
down for fight.
fine.
I do have to say, I'm a little bit scared that the OSBN team seems to have matching stripe colors, and that seems way too coordinated.
Oh, what team are you on? Oh, what server are you
Everyone knows
on?
the fashion is the end
that's
game
a
and the true
coincidence.
measurement of skill, chat.
Wait. Oh, you mean Fight Night Thunderdome? Oh, you mean white? Oh, I had no idea. I think, yeah, that's a complete. Friend, come on, Dramus. You know me.
Hang on a sec. How many people are even in this call?
All right. I'm gonna say last call for more people getting in here. If not,
I'm just trying to join. It's not like
okay. Well,
What's
what's
the
the
password?
OSP lowercase?
Do not
The
write
wonders
lowercase.
of coordination, eh, chat?
If you look at our
what's the
fleet
red?
composition thing,
Hold
we're
on.
forming a pyramid.
Hold on, Red.
Well,
What's
on my
the
screen,
error you're
we are.
getting? What's the error you're getting, Red?
it's just giving me unknown error.
Do you have any like weird mods loaded that you are making or something?
Probably yes. I'll just unload all.
Yeah, just unload all your mods and come
Unload
back
and
hopefully
restart.
that
You'll
works.
be able to join then. Sometimes
At least
other
it'll be
mods get conflicting.
significantly faster that way.
Keep the word lobbies mod if you're running that one, just in case.
Yeah, I can't join either.
I will admit.
Oh,
it was-
yeah, wait. I'll maybe swap to like a normal. We can do what? I'll maybe just swap to a normal map and see if you can join it then. Floating
No,
isle.
it's
We got.
totally my fault. I have a bunch of very unstable mods because.
Okay, I'll keep it then.
Actively modding was actively modding the game.
You
but-
not,
I'm on
the modding
vanilla.
community is very active in Nebulous, so there's a lot of fun mods. Don't get me wrong, the base game is quite enjoyable, but there's some very interesting things that people have built on the base platform. In fact, I'd even say that some of the Nebulous mods are
Still fairly
my
decent.
preferred version of playing, even though I
People
mainly
good with
play vanilla.
tombstones, or do you want another map? We got a bunch of other ones loaded I can pick from.
I'm okay.
Barbie house.
Okay, not that one.
No, thank you, please.
As you can tell, there's
I
also
only
quite a few
picked
custom maps.
like somewhat balanced maps. Basically all the call maps.
Man, I played Barbie house with a
Still
friend of
not
mine,
working
and
for reason.
all of the AI just got stuck on one corner, and I lost because of that. It was awful.
Yeah, the
Sounds
problem
fun.
with,
D point.
the thing with modded maps is the AI, because the AI needs like a specific generated like graph in order to navigate through the map, and they don't always do that. So yeah.
Even then they don't do that well. I say this is. someone
Yeah,
who goes
I
mad
saw
with
them
fence
get-
skirmish.
I was testing something and they got stuck on like pillars like above E point, and I'm just like, okay, bruh, they just thrust into the rock.
In order to keep this going, do we want to just have one of the ANS players swap up to OSP, we run a match, and then people can have mods loaded for the second round?
Well, apparently we have 2 people wanting to join right now.
Yeah, it's me being one of them.
So we're just waiting for them to restart their game and fix the thing.
Alrighty then.
Still didn't help.
What's its name? Enhanced lobby.
I tried restarting.
Tell you what then, chat.
And you're getting an error
We're
too?
just going to take one moment.
Yeah.
I'll just
I'm
mute
running-
the Discord. There we go, so I can actually hear things. I'm just going to grab a quick drink because I forgot to get one before stream, so you may notice me freak out a little bit, but I will be right back. Yeah. Alright, chat, I am back, and I brought myself a cold one. Not sure if you can hear this pick up very well on the mic, but crack an open one with the boys and stuff. It is Saturday night. Let us go. Hopefully the server load issue gets figured out pretty soon. Turn my ears back on in a second. It's most likely just Probably they're just rehosting lobby, I was about to say, so. Let's just take another look. Yep, they've had to switch out, so we're just going to reopen the game here. Joining again, password appears to still be the same, so come on down for that. Turn the Discord back on now.
We're gonna have a match this big. Canyon may actually be, you know, on that can
Hey,
work.
Axa, nice to see you. What's up, what's up?
No.
Seems like there's a lot of people in this lobby.
For...
Your lobby fleet command working, loading. They probably changed map right as I was joining, so it broke. Gonna cancel and
So
try
what does
rejoining.
ANS stand for? Alliance Naval Ship?
Yeah.
Alliance Navy ship.
I
So
guess they closed
if
the
you want
reveals.
to actually talk about the faction, it'll actually be AN, but everyone just calls them ANS.
Yeah, I mean,
more
it's
technical
either
faction than-
it's just Alliance or Shelter Alliance or Alliance Navy,
Yeah.
but most people just say ANS because it's a nice, like, easy
Here,
way.
I'm
and
talking
that's
about the lore of the
Yeah.
game. The two
fix.
factions are the Alliance Navy
Long
and
live
the Alliance
Shelter!
Systems Protectorate. And there's a couple loyalists in chat.
Ooh.
All right.
Shelter rule.
Get this game up in a second.
Just a heads up. Large maps do not actually increase the size. They
Yeah,
just-
I know that. I'm about to swap it.
I'm just letting the new
Now, where
people know.
did
Actually,
that lobby
Never mind.
go? Huh.
Which team's being ANS and which team's being OSP? Oh.
Team 2
notices-
OSP. Team 2 OSP.
Just suddenly notices the entire
Huh.
Had it
team.
here
Wait,
somewhere.
are we in Team 1 right now?
Technical
I don't know
difficulties.
which VC I'm in currently.
No, we are all currently in the same VC while we set up.
Yep.
we will
So we're
group
going to do
these
lobby
later.
setup in the general channel, and then once teams have been described, you're going to hop down into one of the fire teams assigned,
Oh,
and then you'll
fucking
just stay there
Lord,
until the match ends.
We do also have
Alright.
to vote yes for Cannon, Cole. So yeah, vote yes for Cannon. So because we actually have too many people for this map.
Lobby somewhere. I'm not sure
good
why I
fucking
can't
lord.
see the lobby right now.
There's more.
Unusual.
All right. Let's get it rolling. Well, wait. We have 7 versus 8.
Where is the lobby? Is it?
It's called
Switchbacks or-
Switchbacks
Yeah.
10v10 chaos.
All right, switchbacks. Cool.
Okay, you're gonna be an
8v8 now.
boy?
All right.
I'm a spectator
Oh,
for this one. I'm shoutcasting.
Wait, no, it's
So we got one more slot open. Just gonna remove that pin because we've
We need
changed
one more
over
person
to
on
one of the
someone's side.
dedicated.
Oh yeah, weird bit of
We need
yeah,
if there one guy can join wants to join, we have a slot open for ANS. But, you know,
As you can see,
balance out the game.
huge variety of different players here. A couple names of
So-
faces
So-
we've had on the channel before, and a
I
couple
don't know. So,
new players as
question
well.
here: do we even want
Whether
to
you've
do
got blue or
this?
gold
We
rank,
could
doesn't
instead
matter.
split into 2 different lobbies of like 4v4s, and then come back after those are done, and then mix up teams again. Or we could just do
We
this.
got eight. We have 8v8 now. And
We've got an
like,
8
at least
versus
one
8
big
lobby
battle will be
loaded up.
fun.
Let's play this one and see how Canyon goes, eh?
All right.
for the Chaos Gods.
Everyone
We're gonna
ready
ready
up
up,
quick
and this is
before
gonna be
people
fun.
get in here? Well, I guess not quick, but yeah, let's just select something on this roll.
also someone on
select-
ANS still has a there we go.
It's just Alex hasn't loaded the map yet. You gotta download the mod, which may
I don't
take
think Alex knows how to.
And consider
Well-
voting yes, otherwise 1,000 is generally too little for Canyon.
Yeah, okay, we did it. It's 15,000 now.
Excellent.
All right, we
They're just
should be
changing around
good.
the
We are
number of
8 and
points to
8.
capture and win.
All right,
Oh.
so how about Alliance go to Alliance to Team Fires and OSP to Team Toast.
Okay,
I
got it.
One issue we have, Axel. He doesn't have the map loaded by apparently.
Oh yeah, so Axel, can you hit the load mods button on the right side of the screen?
If he's here.
Getting the last of this
Oh
sorted
yeah,
out now.
it's done.
Oh, it's
Okay,
done?
good.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
good, we're good then.
Yep, we're good.
I cannot press
Okay,
ready.
we're
for some
finally
reason,
ready to
though.
get going on this chat. So normally
team's
you don't
on
see an 8
balance
versus
again
8, so
now.
this is going to be one
Is it
hell
on
of a
balance
match.
again?
I'm going
Oh
to
my
try and
God.
explain the various ships and stuff that we see, but there's going to be a huge variety of stuff.
Has
And
to,
because
it's
it's Canyon
like
with this many players, it's
5-point difference.
might be a
unless the
little
spectator
choppy.
wants
We're going to
join.
see. Could be fun either way. Think we may need better balancing. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not too worried about an axe.
Should I just tell him to leave? I guess. I don't know.
I think you can drag and move people, no?
I'm
Yeah,
an
not
admin
sure which
on the
channel
server.
should I
Ah,
join.
yeah.
Axel, so you're on Alliance, so you go to Team Fires.
All right.
Wait, it's 9v9 again.
All right then.
It seems to be fine then. Just keep it that way, and let's ready up and go. gonna just deafen the Discord now, since I think we've got everything sorted out there that we need to, and it should be time for us to start playing. As you can see, large variety of players. Each of these players has 3,000 points assigned to them, so it's your choice of how you want to spend your points and decide what you want to bring into the battle. Some people like to bring huge swarms of small ships, such as corvettes or frigates. Others favor investing in a large ship, such as a battleship with a small number of escorts. Some people decide to do a singular missile launching ship. Others will invest into sort of multiple smaller vessels that can deliver missiles. There's a huge variety, and you have basically as much creativity as you can bring to the table. So, maybe interested in a match with that many players. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting to see, because Canyon is a notoriously large map that tends to have... Ooh, we've even gone up to a 10v10 now. This is going to be one hell of a busy match. Canyon is a very big map, which a lot of people kind of dislike because it is such a big map. It takes a long time to get anywhere, and you have a lot of sort of dead time. But with this many players, this is going to be one interesting battle. Looking forward to it once we finally get everyone together. Anyone who has ever done a group project in their life knows how hard it is to get everyone organized and on the same page and ready and started for that. So if you thought it was hard getting a group of 4 to work together in whatever school project you had, just try getting 20 people together into a Neb lobby. Taking this is my cold one. It is Cat of the Night chat, so crack your own and have one with me. It's going to be a good, fun game once we finally get going. See them hopping around here on OSP, ANS, and whatnot. I'd like to thank Not So Lone Wolf for essentially hosting the event. He's one of the mods who has coordinated and put together a lot of this stuff. And he's overall pretty cool dude. So. See, overall, because he unfortunately will not let me throw wet paper balls at people anymore. Took away my little spitball gun. So, but sacrifices must be made. Okay, now just the last of the teams coming in here. Also, you've got the option of choosing your heraldry and other paint schemes and stuff. So. Really appreciate you streaming these events. If someone misses that, they can check the replay VOD. You save your streams. Yeah, I do need to upload my VODs. I am a notoriously bad procrastinator about that because editing VODs is pain. So it's much easier just to stream and leave them on hard drive and then forget about them, which I may or may not have done. But either way, I will try and do my best to showcast tonight, and hopefully we will get some very interesting memories from this. So, seeing 11 versus 10, and yeah. Unfortunately, we just need somebody to sit up for that, or we can get another one and have 11 versus 11. Just say, go, 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 go. Just trying to get this on the road. Because otherwise we're going to have people join and leave, join and leave, join and leave, hop around messily. Seeing 11 versus 11 balanced. Yep. All right, we've got 11-11 balance. Go, 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 go. Seeing everyone here loading up, readying up. 11 versus 11. Make it happen. Canyon time. So, you see everyone here just mostly readied up. Luckily, nobody's hiding the fleet editor. They would have a purple icon next to their name if they are. It's a notorious problem when you have like a full lobby and you're trying to just wait for that one guy to finish tweaking his ammo. He's like, oh, maybe I need more high explosive shells, or maybe I need more armor piercing. Instead, it's just a case of, oh no, dude, come on, 7 out of 8 lobby, go, go, go. In this case, we got the game starting up now, so come along with me, chat, into a world of pure destructive imagination. Oop. God. Why? Curse you, Rangarin, canceling my start. I had a perfect segue there. Some people like to also stream in YouTube at the same time as they get out there easily. Yeah, that's another option. For me, I just need to upload to my YouTube channel, which I've neglected doing, so it'll happen eventually. Double streaming like that can eat into your bandwidth and cause some other issues, although I do know some people who are able to stream on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So. Oop. The first of many little loading errors there, but that should be fine. Sometimes you get a little error pop up like that just because it's like, hey, you're not technically supposed to be doing this. Since it is, a mod for a game that's still in early access, you get occasionally a little error here or there, but everything should work out. If we lose a fleet, we lose a fleet. I mean, with an 11 versus 11 match, I don't think that losing a single player is that huge of a deal. Just finishing all the nameplates on the various ships now, so. As you can see here in the background, this is a Alliance ship, the Axford Heavy Cruiser, firing a beam turret. No, you can see it firing the beam turret below and also getting hit by a beam. So this is an old screenshot back from when the game was Alliance versus Alliance only. It was a interesting time when, you had like all the same ships to go against each other. And then the Outlying Systems Protectorate got added, which made it a very, well, Asymmetrical warfare is an interesting thing. When you have some of the similar tools, but with different approaches, it can be very interesting to see how they kind of square off against each other. Because when you had Just Alliance, it was like, okay, well, this ship counters that ship. Like, you have a heavy cruiser able to fight against a light cruiser because it outweighs it. The light cruiser can get away. Then you get the OSP faction with a bunch of new toys like shuttles and monitors, the cargo feeding units that they've had heavy armor added to. Bulk freighters, which are, as the name would imply, a freighter that's been converted into a big old weapons platform. And there's just a lot of very cool stuff with asymmetrical faction warfare. This latest update was highlighting some of that as they did a bunch of improvements and just general fixes to some of the gameplay that came with the original OSP update. And from the games I've played, I have no complaints. It is a lot of fun, and there's been a lot of very good changes done to it. Some of the sort of oppressive meta fleets that emerged have been heavily nerfed, which is a good thing. Remember, chat, just because your favorite toy gets a little bit of a boop on the nose doesn't mean that it's completely unviable. It just needs to be toned down a little bit for the overall health. And now there's so many more viable options just because it's kind of gotten a balancing pass across the way. Things that were underperforming have gotten a little bit of a buff. Things that were overperforming got a bit of a nerf, and just overall, good patch. Oh, we see here, we lost one player, but that should still be okay. Oh, you can see all of the little bits of lag coming in as I'm spectator, and we're just going to see the things here. That's like, I don't know, it's 9% of your fleet power gone. It should be okay between a lot of them. Yeah. Go to fight night. Let's go. I don't think that it'll be that big of an issue. If you're playing a 4v4 and you lose a player, that's 1/4 of your points just flat out gone. But in a, 10 versus 11, I think it's like 9% of your force. So it's not really that bad. Team 1 is ANS. Yep, Team 1 should be the ANS faction, whereas Team 2 is the OSP, I believe. We'll know once we get into the game, and all of these ships will populate on the right side. I ate your internet? Oh, wow, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have had copper cables. They're so delicious. I'm sorry, Chad. I can't resist my urge to chew on wires. It's just a Catboy thing. All right, so as we're seeing here, a lot of the fleets deploying onto the various points around the map. Canyon has a total of 7 control points, 2 falling on the natural side for the blue team, 2 falling on the natural side for the orange team. We've got this nice split down the middle with the A point being kind of a central focus. Big old gunfights tend to happen around this with a lot of stuff flying. We've got the top side F point and the bottom side G point. So we'll see sort of 3 lanes of fire kind of emerge here as they battle for the mid points and then try and defend their own naturals. But it is going to be a very interesting match because I don't think I've ever cast a game on Canyon with this many players. So you can see here a large collection of ships kind of gravitating towards the D point. Some of them going along the top side here, likely to contest the F. Then others kind of coming along here towards the C point. Looks like both teams are mostly neglecting the G point on the bottom. So we might see a sort of 2-lane emergent gaming. We can see one of these ships coming in here, burning its retro thrusters. This is the bulk freighter I was telling you about. You see those casemate guns big and fixed on the side, firing like an old pirate galleon. You can see some of the enemy thrusters coming in here and burning as well. Information is important, so... Wow. Okay, we're just going to go into tactical view real quick. Whoa. Big old slideshow kicking off here. All right, so we're going to go down to the left side. If showcasting is so good, why is there no whisper casting? That's called ASMR, and it's an entirely different genre. So we're just going to go through the fleets as quick as we can before the game gets really going here. So we see a couple of beam destroyers by the look of it. Yep, so we got... where are those? All right, so we're seeing a scattering of some beam stones around the place. So looks like mixed fleets kind of being deployed by 8-ball here. Axel coming in with a classic pair of Axford heavy cruisers, big old 450 guns on those. I think Blurbulls. Yep, Blurbulls bringing similar package deal. We're seeing those Axfords as well here. So nice, big, powerful ships able to trade a lot of damage with the enemy. We're seeing some 250 millimeter light cruisers here from Nekoboy. So these got a backpack on here with probably size 3 hybrids, might be torpedoes. Either way, fun little frontliners. Don't think you'll ever understand this game? Well, don't worry, Von. Neither does anyone else who plays it. Anyways, we got a heavy cruiser here, 450 front with a 250 backside. Interesting they went with the small gun. There's a triple barrel 250 you can fit on that. And with a light cruiser escort. Heavy missile package on this thing. This is one of the sort of indirect fire ships. Very good at providing support with all of its missile tubes. Seeing from Jarmus here, I'm just going to try and see where all these are. Yep, so just a whole bunch of various little small sprinter corvettes here, bringing up kind of the tactical assets around the map, able to get them onto points and cap stuff. Very handy for that. All right. Milanes over here, we've got a... Ooh, all right. We have got 1, 2, 3 Railstones. This is the Keystone Destroyer hull, named Railstone because of the big old spinal-mounted rail. Very good at inflicting critical hits upon the enemy and disabling their systems and stuff. Escorting this, just a couple of frigates as... a couple of corvettes as well to round out the fleet. See Oryx coming in here with a singular Axford. Big old missile platform with those size 3 cantered missile tubes here. Got a little golf ball on the back, which acts as a interruption jammer. So, nice little support asset here. Probably got some high quality missiles given the banks. He has only, I believe that's a total of 32 missiles? Might be a little more. I don't remember the exact number on that, but anyways, Papa J over here has got 250 CLs by the looks of it. Yep, 1, 2, and 3 carried up with a little Sprinter Corvette here. Nice little package there. And then this is the last ones I can see. We've got, yep, 250 CL, 250 CL. The 250 CL is a tried and true classic. Fast, agile, maneuverable, powerful. No Solomon. I did not see a Solomon yet. And then just a little jamming support frigate. Okay, there might be a Solomon on the map, but I can't see any more stuff here, I don't think. Doesn't look to be. No. Okay, so that's the OSP side now. So over here we're seeing, yep, 1, 2, 3, just a collection of... yes, here we are, the big guns. So this is the new cargo feeder, new and improved. It has a big old gun on the front, along with just recently they've added on some extra modules in the back, which are located here and here. So this hull got a heavy buff. That is literally the biggest gun in the game, and it hits absolutely like you would imagine it to. So nice little group there. From Dignici over here, we're seeing looks like an indirect support fleet. He's got a pair of monitors, I believe. Yep, with missile tubes here. So not exactly sure what kind of payload he's bringing, but we're seeing a bulk magazine. Yep, loaded up with size 2 missiles. So a lot of firepower there. Dr. Lemon going for the singular missile cruiser here. Yes, so this is a Ocello command cruiser. Big old missile banks on this thing. Actually, like, holy crap, this is a lot of missiles in this. What do we have here? Seeing, where is that VLS? So yeah, we're seeing some torpedoes put into this thing. The Torpcello, as it were, a very nasty thing. Yep, a bunch of size 2 missiles to back it up as well. Is this all size 2s? Yeah, this is a torpedo ship. Okay, don't mess with these things. It is one ship that you do not want to get in close quarters with. Now, rounding out some of the OSP's long-range firepower, we have the container liner here with a bunch of its container banks, able to provide nice indirect fire. OSP have container line, the team is more based already. Yeah, literally this thing shoots retrofitted shipping containers. They took a sea can, stuffed it full of explosives, and put a rocket booster on the back. You gotta respect it. Anyways, we've got an Ocello here, the classic gun setup with its 3 450mm turrets, very powerful. Backing it up is a fleet of the new cargo feeders as well. We're seeing those big old turrets on the front of them. Nice combo here as the Ocello provides a bunch of point defense support, and then the cargo feeders are able to do their jobs without having to risk getting hit by missiles. Microsoft Edgelord, we're seeing a bunch of these broadside bulk freighters here. Those big 450 guns, very good at taking on the Alliance heavy ships. As for Nemestro over here, we're seeing, looks like some mass drivers on these cargo feeders as well. Very good long-range firepower, able to hit out to 21 kilometers. Strong stuff, that. Anyways, we're seeing the first shots of the game that I've seen so far. So these Ocello command cruisers have pushed up very far forwards and are now currently engaging against some of the Alliance's light cruisers. So in this fight, the Ocello is a little bit favored as it has larger guns and heavier armor and is just generally more survivable. However, the Alliance light cruiser is able to choose whether it wants to pick this fight or not, being a more agile platform. We're seeing a streak there as the mass driver bolts start flying across. Let's just finish off the ships real quick here that we were getting through on the OSP side. Almost done. So Red Wing Pilot down here has, let's see. Yep, we got some more of those new guns, and those are the C90s and that, like the color scheme on the SOs. Yeah, that is the, let's see. That is the I fleet, we're going to call it. So, anyways, Red Wing Pilot bringing in a bunch of monitors here with, I can see one has some containers on it, a couple others with mass drivers and stuff. So, interesting combination fleet there. Nice little platform to go with. You can see this one shedding mines here. So, mines, very good way to deny the enemy caps on your point, although you have to be careful as to not let your antennas get taken out, because mines will target a ship that is not broadcasting a friendly signature. So, all right, we see the first kill of the game here, I believe. This is a shuttle. Yep, just a little capping shuttle that attempted to cap the F point and was met by an intense amount of fire. Even my rig is chugging with this. So this is one heck of a game here. Nebulous with 10 versus 10 is got to be a little bit spicy on any system, even something that has good stats like mine. Alright, I think we got through most of the fleet here. Top one racer, yep, we're just seeing some more of these cargo feeders with their lovely big forward guns. In this case, they've elected for the double barrel 450 with some of the T30 turrets on top, 100mm guns. So these are a little bit more sustained fire and less, a little less damaging than the big 600mm cannon, but they provide higher rate of fire. So trade-offs and caveats and all that. Then finally, rounding out the OSP team, we have Vren55 with a 450 SL taking shots at something down there. I'm not sure. He's just shooting at a Sprinter Corvette trying to cap the A point, which it appears to have done. So taking a look here, points are currently even, within like 1 tick of each other, so pretty close there. Vren has, yes, a 450. Yep, this is a classic pairing. You've got a Acello command cruiser providing your point defense and walks and stuff. And this is then providing cover for a bulk freighter here with a nasty broadside 450 barrage. So very good firepower able to be put out. You see the sim speed tanking a little bit here as some missile strikes go off. We're just going to take a look around. Yep, here is the first container volley of the game, just chugging along here. So this is a nasty same-day delivery package. Let's see if we can spot where these are going or not. I don't believe the game will tell me, unfortunately. Sometimes you can get a track given to you, which will show you the pathing for it, but unfortunately not able to be done in spectator mode. We're just going to watch and see where these containers might end up. They're named a Moth, although that doesn't really tell me much about them. We see a couple rocket containers also being fired off towards the A point. Likely we're going after whatever was capping that location. These should bank around here, or possibly they're headed off towards something that I don't see. And we can also see the seasonal event package here. Canyon has gotten a little bit of snow on it, being very festive and thematic for the season. So it is the season and whatnot. You can see here a bunch of other missiles flying by. I think these containers might have missed, as I don't know exactly where they were going. They were likely headed towards the A point and just overshot then. I wouldn't be surprised if those detonate shortly, or maybe they're going after the rail platform. We'll have to see. No, it looks like they're going to miss the rail platform then. So just a swing and a miss happens with missiles. They're not called hit aisles after all. Let's take a look over here. The lovely Beat Me Harder Daddy. Acello's trading fire here with the Alliance's light cruisers, trying their best. See the Alliance cruisers trying desperately to get out of this line of fire, as there is a lot of fleet power coming in here. Yep, Space Snow, don't think about it too hard. That's the theme of Nebulous. See this mass driver array here delivering deadly shots against these light cruisers. They need to not be here because this is not a fight you want to pick. We can already see here a lot of those shots coming in here and crawling along at the frame rate we have provided to us. A lovely, speedy 6 frames per second, chat. So let's take a look at the damage control board. You can see a lot of the systems here getting redded out and damaged. The light cruisers not having a good time against event. That's roughly like 3 fleets worth of firepower. So yeah, part of the benefit of light cruisers is being able to pick your fights, and this is not a fight you want to pick. You have to get out of here, buddy. Go, 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 go. We will see how that turns out in time. As for the OSP, currently seeing it is in the lead for the blue team, the ANS. They have 3 caps to the OSP's 4. Oh, sorry, they have 4 caps to the OSP's 3. So OSP is going to have to take a point, and it looks like they're choosing to do so, going for the A point with one of their shuttles. You can see a Acello command cruiser here moving up forwards, trying to keep its bow towards incoming fire, likely provided from, I think, this rail ship over here. Nope, that's a beamstone. Never mind. All right. Either way, the A point going into the hands of the OSP, so Alliance will have to either deny that cap or push the initiative somewhere else. You can see a bunch of their fleet count just hanging back. We've got this array of little Corvettes here with size 1 missiles on that. What else is in this fleet? It's like this ship. Whose is this? Okay, so we just see some ships here able to provide Pinards, which Pinard is a module that lets you detect enemy radar emissions. If you get 2 of them, you can get a crossfix and triangulate where the enemy is, which is very handy. Intelligence is incredibly important in this game. You can see here, ooh, this is likely going to end messily, I think. Yep. So time on target, we see our containers coming after this here. Yep, so they have popped chaff, which has made a lot of the missiles get seduced by the chaff, producing a largest radar signature than the light cruiser here. Its point defense guns desperately trying to fire and bring down any of those containers before they strike it. If you get hit by a shipping container, you will know you will not have much of a spaceship left after that. This is a sea can full of explosives, and it is not going to be good to get that delivered. These light cruisers taking heavy damage, sticking around a little too long in the field of fire here as we watch those cargo feeders over here delivering their nasty mass drivers. A little spinal mount that's meant for cracking apart asteroids. As it turned out, spaceships and asteroids have something in common in that they both don't like getting hit by mass drivers. Imagine that, chat. Anyways, we're going to watch as these light cruisers, continuing to suffer the barrage from top 10 racers 450 cargo feeders here. So cargo feeders are the name of the game. They are the sort of new hot hull on the block. Be careful who you call ugly in middle school and all that, because they got a massive glow up and are just delivering a bunch of pain and punishment to this my words are failing me, to this fleet of light cruisers here that are trying now to move backwards. So we're seeing a couple of the larger ships here, the pair of Axfords, likely headed up this way to try and provide relief and support. That will be a development that we will pursue in a little bit of time. We see the Alliance here on the left side of the map, relatively speaking to them. Pushing up here, we got their Axford's heavy cruiser firing against the Ocello here. So previously, this fleet was firing towards the A point that we see down here that is now falling into their hands. We see a bunch of missiles being fired out along with a return volley of containers. So the bulk freighter having to try and rotate and position itself to avoid these. You see the anti-missile missiles firing off against those size 3 hybrids and size 2 missiles as well. So mixed volley there. They're trying to get bearing onto the fleet down here, which is a trio, I believe, of light cruisers. We just swap between tactical mode and that. You can see jamming coming off of this little Corvette here, providing a very big annoyance, because when the target is jammed, they're not exactly sure what they're shooting at, and they have a big old difficult time hitting things. So, yep, just a pair of like, oh, no, actually, there's a third one just kind of lagging behind. So seeing the 250 guns firing here as these are pushing through open space, a bunch of missiles and other nonsense being fired down this way, a bunch of size 2 missiles from, I'm not sure which ship. You see this one embedded in the snowbank, lovely. So big old broadsides coming off of the 450 bulkers here. 450 bulkers deliver a nasty surprise punch when they come around a corner and unload their entire autoloader into the ship. The caveat is that once they've emptied their autoloader, they've got a long reload time, so they'll have to wait and see if they can get another volley off before the retaliation fire takes out their weapons. So, very good ambush tool, the 450 bulk freighter, and especially effective when it's paired up with a frontline screen like the Ocello, which prevents the retaliation fire from doing so much work to it. The Ocello being a sort of steady firing damage over time vessel versus the bulk freighter's burst phenomena. You can see its antenna has been taken out here, so actually that's the secondary antenna. The main one is still online, so no risk of it running into any mines, which I believe were scattered somewhere about here. Sorry, the mines were actually more over towards the D point, being a protective screen there. I believe it was. Yes, this was the mine layer. You can see the mine laying modules on the side here. Nasty infestation that the Alliance will have to clear out if they ever want to capture the D point. Seeing a lot of circles and spheres and stuff here. That is the various jammings going on. Yellow indicates communications jamming, whereas red is radar jamming. So take a look down here. We're seeing a lot of different impacts, and ooh, big old black and kinetic PD trying to fire off here. So that container just barely missing that light cruiser and keeping it alive. It has a respectable point defense with the rebound and defender pairings there. A little bit of flak and a little bit of 20 mil to provide a mixed defense. There's multiple layers to the point defense game, which I can't quite get into because we'll be here all night, and there is plenty of gameplay for us to observe. Let's take a look back at the top side of the map and check on how those light cruisers are doing. So we see they have now retreated to the relative safety behind the rock, but they are getting pushed on pretty badly here. The top point going firmly into the hands of the OSP as they are smelling blood in the water and driving forward. But maybe not for long, as the value judgment and the moral failing Task Force Oak in its prime coming up over the top now, aligning its guns on those cargo feeders. They have come to the wrong neighborhood. They thought they had easy prey in these light cruisers, but now they're about to take the full pounding of Axford heavy cruiser goodness. It's going to be a fun 450 war between the two of them as, yep, we're seeing the first volley off of the Alliance here, firing on this Ocello here that is now trying to duel against them. So the Ocello is the older version of the Axford. It was deemed, well, just kind of not needed for the Alliance's current purposes and eventually replaced by the Axford, but it's still perfectly serviceable, and the OSP thought, hey, if you're not using this, we will. So seeing some nice 450 battle going on here, a pair of heavy cruisers versus a pair of command cruisers, the kind of classic versus the new kid on the block, big old 450 fights going on here. This is a brawl to be had. Let's take a little look around the map, see what else is going on. Oop, we're seeing some hybrid missiles here going off against, looks like a pair of cargo feeders. Yep, so wham! These are shedding decoys to fool point defense. Also, one does whiff off to the side there. So you can see this ship here has taken heavy damage. Point defense lasers, energy regulators, and most importantly, the main mass driver, the primary weapon system on this ship, has been knocked out. However, thanks to some of the new modules, such as the damage control complex, there's ample teams and resources to restore that. You can see they have 6 restores to get this thing back online. So that means they can put this thing back together 6 times. Yeah. New update for the OSP is really good. They also have I believe it's a damage control storage. Yeah, so these are making use of the really big slots in the monitor that were previously, like, you could use them, but it was a little expensive and awkward too, and the monitor had a couple issues, but monitor glow up is complete, and they are really, really hard to kill now. So, watching as some more missiles come in here. Let's just observe this strike and see how it goes. Oop, we're seeing the rails as well firing off here. These missiles should trigger their stage. Yep, there you go. We see one of them shot down by a Grazer point defense laser. Another one shot down. Ooh, 3. Excellent. So, these are the Grazer point defense lasers. They have just been changed as well to, instead of firing a sustained beam, they fire a quick zap, which is able to shoot down most Alliance hybrid missiles. A very good defense, although you have to wait 5 seconds between shots. So, if you get too many missiles flying your way, there's not much you can do. See now the Railstone array. We covered a bit of Railstones, although unfortunately the audio for that recording got scuffed and my OBS crashed, so I'm going to do a re-recording of that at some point. But Rails here are providing nasty critical hits. They're starting fires and other debuffs across the ship. Here we see all of these various warnings. They've got atmosphere leaks, main bus shorts, fires, all of the systems here being taxed. Railguns are an exponential problem. If you do not get out of the line of fire of these railguns, they will set everything on your ship on fire. And you can already see it just leaking atmosphere. All of those holes punctured here. Ooh, nasty missile hits coming in here. Bam, 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 bam. So yes, as we saw before, the point defense was good, but is not good enough to counter everything here, as these ships are just getting torn apart by this combined fire of these little, what are these? What are these actually? Light cruisers with 450 guns, and then you've got your Railstone array up here just providing nasty, nasty spinal damage. So, remember kids, when you accelerate a little tungsten rod to like whatever % of the speed of light, it is not good for anyone involved. At least not on the receiving end. The giving end, oh well, okay, maybe they're happy about it, but you just have to take responsibility for knowing you've cooked somebody alive. What you mean? Hey, if you want to turn somebody into rotisserie chicken, you do you. A lot of nasty fire coming off here. We're seeing some size 2 missiles as well flying outwards. Those are from the OSP side. I'm not sure what those were targeted against, actually. They might have veered and vectored off against something else. Ooh. All right, maybe they were going after these light cruisers, which have chosen to get aggressive and push up and brawl. Speaking of light cruisers, let's take a look across the top. So we see these light cruisers heavily down, not out, but still just a lot of damage being dealt to them. Most of their weapon systems have been taken out or otherwise just kind of hit and heavily disabled. However, they are still soaking a lot of the incoming fire here. Let's take a look further back and see if we can't spot those Axfords. Yep, the Axfords dipping down ever so slightly, trying to pick a favorable engagement where they don't get 2 fleets fighting them at once. They're trying to get a line on these ships here, but they should just raise their altitude ever so slightly and they'll have cargo feeders. So reinforcements being provided up here. OSP is currently in the... Actually, who has the A point still? So the ANS still holding the A point, making it a 4 versus 3 cap situation. Seeing the shuttle that was on here was taken out, so they've had to move on a Ocello command cruiser. This is interesting as this is a OSP ship, but has the Alliance paint scheme on it, and I think the Alliance prefix... yes, we'll flip this over. Oh, that's kind of funny. It's Alliance ANS question mark. So OSP has just acquired themselves a Ocello here with old paint scheme and that. See some cargo feeders going around here, firing their broadside, well, I'll say broadside, firing their turreted weapons against a little beam destroyer there, I believe it is. Let's take a look at what 8-Ball has. Yes, so the beam destroyer, a nasty ship with a big old spinal gun. However, you have to point the entire ship at the enemy in order to fire it. The little 100mm guns doing little chip damage here, pecking away at it, trying to knock out the bullseye and other systems, maybe start a fire or two. So, good effect on target there. Just chugging along. Okay, we see the G point has now gone into the hands of the Alliance fairly safely. We've got a pair of beamstones down here guarding it against any intrusion, although the OSP, I would say, wisely chose to cede that point, instead favoring the top side of the map for most of their pushes. Although this does mean that the Alliance is able to pull off some nasty flanks from below, as we're seeing here. So these light cruisers coming around the rock, getting gun bearings onto multiple targets here. A lot of missiles and other stuff firing off. Oop, accidentally snapped onto an escape pod there. Let's see if we can't spot where some of these are going. Here we see a lot of the containers. Once again, the Moth missiles fired off into the expanse here. Probably going after these light cruisers who have already been taxed of their various damage control and other systems. Yep. So they're in the front line, keeping these busy as they're trading fire. Let's take a look at the other one. Yep, so here's the one that absolutely got clobbered. Let's take a look and see if we can't get some time on target here. It's a little bit hard here. Oop, we see a reactor cook off there, so that is one of the problems with criticals and stuff. If you get too many critical hits, then eventually one of them is going to trigger a critical reactor explosion. So these missiles probably going after the dead ship here, wisely positioning itself to let its ally that's been already clobbered die. So this way, a ship that was never going to get back into the fight, better to use it to take a huge container volley than to take that on your one effective good ship. So, See, most of those ended up getting direct impacts. Now, technically, I think this ship is still in the fight. Yes. So, importantly, it has a Citadel command center and a big old drive here, which are not able to be taken out by containers. That said, those are like the only components left on this ship. It is in the fight on a technicality play. Its damage control is just non-existent. There's like one damage control team left, and they are desperately trying to fix that radar drive and just repair anything that they possibly can. If this thing cooks off, then we are going to see a drive explosion, which is just like a reactor explosion, although it's in the butt of the ship instead of the reactor location. So, likely you're going to see this one turn into fine mist in about 2 minutes or so, just like this cargo feeder over here did. You can still see the lingering remnants of that ship's sort of intact. Well, whatever was left of that ship got turned into a fine vaporized mist. Here we see more container strikes going out, probably pathing around to find nice juicy targets. The OSP shining one of their illuminators over here, provide better radar locks for their team. See the mighty Ocello here firing what guns it can against what targets it has at its disposal. Though they have unfortunately moved into an area where these light cruisers are not able to be directly shelled at. This one burning best speed to try and get around and support its allies here. All right, let's see. Where are those containers going, actually? It's always fun watching missile strikes. I'm going to take a little cursory look around the battlefield. Oh, okay, we can see down here a bit of a big fight we'll take a look at in a second once we figure out where these containers hit. Ooh, containers coming around the rock here. They might be going for the backside of those light cruisers. Ooh, maybe, maybe not. All right. Oh, yep, here they are. Seekers have activated. They are doing Nebulous drift command coming around the corner, trying to burn fast enough. So they turned on their Seekers just here, as you can see them all rapidly try and swing around. Unfortunately, going to overshoot and just swing off into the expanse. Probably not going to have enough thruster power to swing around and hit these ships here. You'll see as they are doing the mighty Mario Kart drift. They might get close here, but there's a good chance they're going to hit a rock. Let's see. Yep. Rock is best point defense. Unfortunate positioning there by the missiles. You can't always correctly path, not knowing exactly where the enemy is going to be in the minutes that it will take for your missile strikes to hit them. So let's take a look down at the bottom of the map here. Oh, so we can see here. Yep. So reactor cook-off that we had just missed. These Axford heavy cruisers out of the fight now as they've suffered heavy damage at the hands of, I believe it was the torpedo cell. You can see this thing charbroiled the, the ship is technically still there, but all of the armor is now non-existent. You can see the reactor and sun drive here now taken out as well, probably in its little charge that it made against those Axfords, but it managed to get its torpedo payload off. You have to respect a torp cell. These are a nasty, nasty close-quarter ship, and when they get close enough to fire those torpedoes, typically about 6 to 7 kilometers, you had better hope your connected defenses are ready, because those things are coming at you, and they will clobber your ship. So, taking a little look around the map now, as the OSP has taken the lead again, is currently a 5-2 cap, so ANS is not out of the game. However, they do need to start getting more of their ships onto the cap points. We see a couple of corvettes going around the outside here, likely trying to sneak down into various points. Take a look as well here. We can see on the underside, I believe this is Papa J's fleet. Yep. Light cruisers coming around the bottom. We can see a cargo feeder taken out there. What is this? The Carmania is pronounced. Bulk freighter here, taking a little bit of fire to its various cannons and other systems. A couple thrusters and stuff getting knocked out along with ammo elevators, lowering its rate of fire. Oh, it's got a little Canada flag on like that. I like that. For those of you who don't know, I am a cringe Canadian catboy, so I always respect people who are representing up there. Yeah, we're seeing fire coming in from a Axford over here. Maybe a beam destroyer. Oh, no, that one's way out of range. It's a little hard to see sometimes, chat. Normally, Neb is not this laggy, but, well, when you cram 20 players into a lobby, this is what you get. We're seeing more drive cook-offs and stuff up here, so this, again, has now been turned into past tense, and whatever was left of that ship is now scattered here. So, nice little miniature star. Beautiful little Christmas star ornament on top of the snowy waste that we have on Canyon. So, a lot of dead ships cooking around the place now. We can see plenty of dead things around the middle still. Let's see, what else have we got? So, down here on the G point, 8-ball just playing it safe, holding one of the few caps that the Alliance has, keeping them in the game. These destroyers probably should move up somewhere else, but it's never wrong to protect your points. So, here the beamstone we saw earlier as well, trying to bear probably onto this little tug here. Let's see if we can get some beam footage in today's channel chat. So this is just a quick little come on. It's recharging the beam cannon. We might have missed it. All right, let's take a look. So over here we see the tug here, unfortunately disabled, only had a bloodhound radar and a pair of track correlators providing a good target, so nothing really to defend itself from the wonderful beamstone here. This thing will recharge in a few seconds, so we'll just go on that. controls are ever so slightly laggy here as I'm trying to get you good footage, but, 60% sim speed, wonderful 8 FPS. We do what we can. All right, let's take a look and watch this beam go. Turn off the little overhead HUD here, see what we can get. Ooh, there's a Torpecello there. Maybe it's turning onto that, actually. Is it? Yes, it is. You see new target located, bearing 2. So I'm not sure if the Torpecello has anything left. They say nice interrupt jammer. So most likely that means that a torpedo strike has missed somewhere on the map or is otherwise just providing a difficulty for people. Not sure exactly what they're talking about there, but I'm missing footage here. Okay, so we see a couple little size 2 missiles being sent off to finish off that tug. And this beam turret trying to locate the enemy ship. Whang, goes the beam. Let's see. Does it cook this thing? Beam turret getting closer, 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 closer. And... oh, unfortunate. So this does happen. The beam turret has a finite amount of power that it is able to put out before it has to go on cooldown. You can, however, enable battle short, which means that your beam just fires without any regard. However, this is a good way of damaging your equipment. If you fire for too long, you will just literally cook your beam turret down. But sometimes when you get on target, it's just worth flipping that switch and deciding, okay, buddy, you're cooking today. So we see here the mighty Black Earth truly living up to his name, as it looks exactly like that, trying to fly its way upwards and get a good hit. All right, here we are. The Heart of Darkness. I believe this is what they were talking about. So most likely those torpedoes were command guided, and since this has a command guidance jammer on the backside of it, that's a good way to make your torpedoes veer off and just hit rocks or otherwise not be effective. So seeing some missiles coming in here. Let's see what we got. There we go. Time on target, baby. Yep, the Black Earth getting cooked from behind here as that beam recharges and is able to fire into the backside of this thing. No armor to protect it, as it has all been cooked off here. We're seeing the damage ticks roll in as the Raider drive and reactor here is getting absolutely hammered. There's not much of this ship left. Magazine has a little bit of kinetic ammo. Missile launchers all getting knocked out. So this thing is not long for the world. Look at that delicious cook. You can see it's just firing off whatever missiles it can try to get off. A bunch of little size 2s, very short range. And they're just going to probably bonk into the back. Yep, so unfortunately, not the most point defense available on this. I believe this was a torpedo war? Not sure if I can check the launcher. No, unfortunately, the launchers are empty, so I'm not able to tell what was on this thing. Yeah. Seeing the mighty missile ships colliding with each other, mass driver rounds flying in as well as some size 2s into the backside of this thing. Let's take a look at where those mass drivers are coming from over here. Nemestro with the mass driver monitors delivering long-range support fire. Very good play by the cargo feeders here, providing a bunch of their little... well, they're projecting their presence much larger than the area you would normally expect ships to be able to. Mass drivers can hit up to 21 kilometers away, whereas the long-range guns, the 450 millimeter, they can only go to about 11 kilometers. So this is something that I'm going to make a video covering, just the effectiveness of the railgun and mass driver ships. They are very good at what they do, and we're just seeing it now as they pound away at this Axford that's just, well, slowly going to trickle down until eventually it probably cooks off its reactor and blows up. You can see the Prowler drive here. Ooh, a Prowler drive on an Axford. So for those of you who don't know, this is a sort of stealth module. It reduces the size of your radar. See here, the radar return. Well, it doesn't actually show because the drive is offline, but the Prowler drive makes you a smaller target, so you're less likely to get spotted by long-range radars and whatnot. It's still trying to essentially hide an elephant, but it's an elephant with a blanket over top of it, so it's a little harder to see and identify. Most likely a torpedo ship then, if I had to guess. Speaking of torpedo ships, we're seeing the mighty Torpecello here, technically still kicking, everything cherry red and just, well, there's not really much left of this thing. 0% means it's not technically dead, but given that the command and control is on fire, the drive is on fire, the magazine might cook off eventually. You've got a reactor here that's like just barely in it. So let me click on it. Yeah. So this ship, not much left, but it got its work done. Let's take a look around the other side here. I'm going to take another big sip of my drink. Seeing Task Force Oak here providing what fire it can on whatever targets present themselves. The backside turret trying to bear on in fire. So, cargo feeders up top here, engaging against the mighty Moral failing. We'll just zoom in here, take a little look-see. So you can see those 450 guns on the front of this thing firing for effect. You see here the Judge, little cargo feeder, creating its own 450 fire backwards. At brake starting, no thank you. I'd rather not. Snooze those. So, Second fleet of 12 beam Solomons. They're just making stuff up. So we didn't see one this game, but a Solomon is a battleship exclusive to the ANS, capable of mounting 3 beam turrets, which is incredibly powerful. So, see, the container liner here is still continuing to deliver boxes. Might call this one Santa Claus, just given the amount of presents that it's given out this game. King Cargo indeed. We're seeing more missiles being fired off here. Where they are going, nobody knows. Likely after some of these ships around the top side of the map. So we're seeing here the points flipping again now. So we've got a 3 cap for the ANS in the blue and 4 caps for the OSP. OSP ahead with 888 points to the Alliance's 692. Oop, we see the, what's that? The Ronnie has just cooked off here. Probably lost its reactors in drive or one. Well, either it lost one, the other, or both. And it is no longer existing. So them asking, what is the Black Earth made of? What is the Black Earth made of? Let's take a look at this thing over here. So it is just barely somehow alive. Incredibly, this ship is still in the game. I am actually really impressed because this torpedo Ocello is just somehow still in the game after getting hit by beams. You can see the beamstone here that was protecting the point, unfortunately getting shredded by the lighter guns of a fleet of cargo monitors down here. The little T-30 guns here, which are 100 millimeters, are pretty good. But the real threat is that big old cannon on the nose of this thing, just firing the massive 600 millimeter shells from the C-90. Black Earth is a damn hero, yeah. I think that, like, in terms of MVP ships, the Black Earth is definitely one of them this game. I can't discount the OSP's container liner for how good it is, but, like, the Black Earth, by all accounts, like, this ship should be dead. This thing has delivered all of its, like, torpedoes. It has taken a, like, stupid amount of power. I can't wait to see this thing in the postgame and see how much damage this thing has taken. But seeing now the mighty destroyer here, peppered full of holes. Unfortunately, not long for this world. Does it have anything cooking off? Ooh, it does have a reactor overload in the works. So the important thing to note here is that that is cooking off on the B point, and these ships are all going to gravitate onto that point to try and capture it. So we might see a lot of them get super scorched here. And that will be especially dangerous for the ships that rely heavily on armor, such as the Cargo Feeder and the Ocello. The Ocello takes more advantage of the empty space found in the front of the ship, to be able to tank a lot of shots on the nose. But let's take a look around. So we're seeing a lot of the Alliance forces being knocked out here. Heavy cruisers and light cruisers galore, just kind of fighting it from all of the sustained firepower, bringing the OSP kind of into a bit of a lead here. Not unsalvageable, though, as there's still plenty of available Alliance ships making their way into the battle space now. So we're going to take a look here. We've got the Task Force Oak continuing to deliver out their goodness against the cargo feeders here. 450 AP rounds and HE rounds flying into the cargo feeders here. They unfortunately do not have their back guns brought to bear, which would increase their firepower by a bit, but sometimes you need to just put the bow onto the enemy to improve your survivability, as sloped armor is more effective than flat faces. Let's take a look at these railstones back here. So we see them bringing their railguns to bear, trying to lock onto these cargo feeders. So the cargo feeder is a heavily armored ship now. It went up from 40 centimeters to 48 centimeters of armor in the latest patch. However, railguns don't care about armor, really. Their penetration value is pretty much just dubbed yes. And we're seeing now, well, pretty much the front of this cargo feeder has fallen off, as it has been pounded by massive volleys of 450 fire and is now suffering heavy railgun fire, running a whole bunch of debuffs. Yeah, you see right here, bam, 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 railgun hits starting fires all throughout the backside of the ship. That is not a good place to work. So, won't be surprised if these end up biting it from the combined 2 fleets of firepower there. However, the OSP is pushing up heavily on the D to E side. Wouldn't be surprised if we get some nasty missile strikes coming into this ship here in the mid. Yep. So, unfortunately, this light cruiser stuck in the middle with no way out. It's got a reactor cooking off here, magazine cooking off as well, so double emergency, size 2 missiles inbound shortly from, I believe it was, yes, the Yawn of Faith here with its size 2 missile launchers. Fortunately, one of them is destroyed, but is coming back online thanks to the new restores and stuff. This is incredibly strong, and I cannot understate how good the new modules are. The combination of using, where is it? Yeah, using the DC large storage and the new damage control complex, that gives you 6 restores for your various modules and a huge buff as well from the damage control complex for your team's move speed, maximum repair, and repair speed. So, cannot understate how good the new cargo feeders feel. I liked the hull before, but it felt a little bit awkward and just wasn't in the right spot. Now, after all the buffs, they are delicious. Excellent. Good changes. We see now the light cruiser here. Not quite enough to kill it, as we're seeing the Raider drive going critical and the Citadel. So we've got 3 crits across the ship. I would not be surprised if one of those ends up cooking it off. snoozing ads again for 5 minutes. Twitch makes me run these 3 minutes on the hour, and I am saying no to that. Thank you very, very much. So, see a couple of blown up light cruisers hanging out here on the F point, along with those cellos from earlier, probably trying to get around and engage onto these Axewards, although they're kind of keeping each other out of the line of fire. It's a toss-up between which of them would win, although they are able to get a good angle here and try and fire on these, so yeah. It's a truly amazing game. Thank you all. Yeah, so it might be on its last legs here, but the Black Earth, truly a ship to remember. This is a wonderful Torpedo build, and I might be stealing this for my own usage later, because that is a really, really good build. That said, the Acela is here providing 450mm fire now that they are in range of the Railstones. Railstones, unfortunately, the Destroyer hull is not the most survivable out there. It can take a hit or two, but it does not have very thick armor, and those 450 shells are going to deal a lot as they start impacting the broadside of the ship. So, seeing most of them missing here, luckily, as it is still a fairly small target, they are turning and bearing to target, trying to get some rail shots in return and hopefully get out of that range. So, let's just take a look around the battle space, see if there's anything more we miss. Yep, we see that those beamstones from below, they have moved off of the G point and are trying to get a back cap, getting the Alliance back to the game. Points are now 5-2 in favor of the OSP as they are flying ahead by about 300 points or so. Oop, there's one of the mighty cook-offs here from another one of these reactors. So this is the downside to some of the builds you take from mass drivers. The boosted reactor has a 25% chance of suffering a devastating critical hit that will set off the reactor. So it is a caveat to running the boosted reactor, but on the plus side, you get a lot of juice out of it. So let's take a look, see if there's anyone else still in a big old fight going on here. Downstairs, we have... Ooh, this is going to be a big old volley, I believe. Let's take a look here. We see... where are those, actually? The size 2 volley going after something. I just can't see quite what. Yep, so big old scattering of missiles down this way. You see the radar jamming there, fooling the missile seeker heads. Very good to have EWAR. You can't ever have enough of this stuff, I would say. Sneezing. Okay, so besides me sneezing at all of the chaff being popped and it irritating my nose, we are seeing this little pair of light cruisers down here doing their best, along with the blanket jamming provided by the little Corvette here. Acela coming down to play a nice brawl between light and command cruisers. 250 guns in massive volleys of, I believe it's, we have 5 turrets on that, and then we have over here, maybe another 5 turrets, question mark. Oh, nope, 4 turrets on this one, so 9 barrels of 250 versus 6 barrels of 450. Just trading out a lot of shots back and forth here, a good old brawl. We see that the liner here has unfortunately bit the dust. It suffered a heavy barrage from something or other, so good showcase down here. Respect to the people who are still fighting it out, trying their hardest. It is looking like OSP is slated to win this. However, that's not to write off the ANS, as they still have ships on the map and are able to make a comeback. That said, this game is to 1,500 points, so we will have to see who ends up winning it in the end, though. I am feeling it slightly favored in OSP right now, but don't count your chickens. Words. Wow, I cannot speak today. English. Don't count your chickens yet, Chad. So, antennas, something aware of those things. So they're just talking about how some of the holes have a built-in secondary antenna that is more powerful. So, seeing some gunfire coming up here as well. All right. Those are railgun ships, and I'm not sure what that RPF explosion was from. Interesting. Oh, hey, maybe that is the C-60s? Yes, that would be the new canister round being fired from the C-60 guns here. So those are able to deal damage in a large area around the ships, shattering into little smaller projectiles, which then blanket across the sides of the hull. Not very effective against heavy armor, but a lightly armored ship will just get completely destroyed. So, let's see. Seeing some railgun shots being put down here as well. If I zoom out, yep. You know, the major annoyance here, getting massively railed stem to stern. So railguns penetrate through basically the entirety of the ship, starting fires and leaking atmosphere and just otherwise inflicting debuffs along the entire way. Seeing the reactor here is on fire. There's an atmosphere leak in the drive. Magazine is on fire. Never a good thing to have. Fires tick every 30 seconds or so, inflicting damage. So the more fires you have, the harder it is for your team to put them out, as your damage control can only be so many places at once. Yeah, you see there, big old flash as a railgun just drives right through the nose of the ship and probably comes out the other side. So that is one of the caveats of having cargo feeders. Being a very narrow profile, like, we look at this thing from the front, there's basically, like, no hitbox here. But if you do get hit, it's gonna hurt. So that's the other thing with the railstone. No, snooze the ads. I don't want ads. No, go away ads. Nobody wants to. Yeah.
Enemy is securing zone eclipse.
Anyways, we're seeing some caps getting flipped here. It looks like the E point is going into the Alliance hands and the C point going into the OSPs. Or maybe I got those backwards. Sorry, chat, I sneezed it again. So we're seeing here some mines or missiles going off. It looks like size 2 missiles. So, yeah, heavy damage being inflicted to this. But we are seeing that the D point is now back into the Alliance. Oh, I say back into it. It's now in the Alliance's hands. A whole bunch of size 2 missiles and containers going off here. So let's watch as this volley comes in. I'm getting another city of my drink. Stay hydrated, chat. Let's see. Do the size 2 missiles hit? No point defense. Wham, 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 wham. Missiles coming in on all sides. Heavy damage being inflicted here as you watch the various systems going offline. Reactors are out, meaning that the guns cannot fire. See, the radar drive is on fire, and there's just a whole bunch of problems across the ship, so not long for this fight. Along with the extra firepower being provided up here. Sorry, chat. I don't know why I'm sneezing so much. Apparently, I am allergic to canyon or something like that, so... Yeah, we see a char-boiled light cruiser here. Unfortunately, all of the armor is missing, so every shot is going to go internal and just tear this thing apart. The reactor already getting taken out here, and the drive probably not long after. Yep, big old hit there right on the reactor. Bam, bam, bam as missiles impact. So this thing is critically missing power, meaning it can do very little to fight back and maneuver. It looks like it has a citadel, so it is very good at keeping the command and control center alive, but that is not indestructible, and we're seeing more critical effects going off here now. Drive taking heavy damage. Taking a look at the middle of the map, we see some mines have been deployed on A, making it very hard for the Alliance to get back into that. OSP is about 200 points away from winning here, versus the Alliance needing about 600, so OSP looking heavily favored in this match. Still, ANS giving it their best. We see Task Force Oak here taking some shots from the side here. Wouldn't be surprised if those turrets bear around and start firing. I think we can already see... Oop! What are they shooting at? Ah, they were dueling against the Acellos here, so... Here we see again the heavy cruiser versus the command cruiser, the duel of the ages. Big old 450 guns firing, old versus new. Reactors cooking off in the back there. Wow, okay, that's interesting. So I don't know what that container liner hit, but its reactors went critical and just cooked off the entire thing. Yeah, it still had some containers left in it, so that's unfortunate for the OSP side, but it got heavy damage dealt this game. Saw a lot of boxes getting delivered, so... Let's take a look back here. The ANS side still have their railstones active, providing whatever fire support they can. Firing and maneuvering against those big old canister shells, just showering everything around them with sparks and debris and stuff. So, let's see. This is, yep, a mostly destroyed ship here. You can see this thing pockmarketed all across the surface. Heavy damage to everything. They're keeping it alive, as rails are very good at disabling, but most of the time don't quite have the ability to kill ships. Still, as a support weapon, they are incredible, and knocking these ships in combat killing them is almost as effective as just taking them flat out of the fight. So, sustained rail fire here, again, going through the nose. Magazine on fire, reactor on fire, reinforced drive on fire, a whole bunch of problems here. Container bank launchers on fire, although they've already been used. DC storage on fire, atmosphere leak, big old problem for this thing's extended survivability, so... Yeah. Ooh, the Great Beast has been slain. I think they're talking about the, let's see... I'm not sure which one they're talking about, but it might be the Black Earth. Yeah, we're seeing the Black Earth getting a fuel line fire, then cooking off. Ooh, its reactor is going to go as well. So the Black Earth is going to disintegrate pretty shortly. Yep, bam, there it goes. So a mighty, majestic end to one of the best Torpecellos I have had the pleasure of viewing. That thing is going to have dealt some damage, I guarantee it. We'll take a look at the post-game shortly once this match is over. 100 more points for the OSP to win. ANS falling behind, although they are going on whatever caps they can. The F point is contested. Let's see if we can't figure out where that is. Up top here, we see the mighty Moral failing, one of the starter ships, Task Force Oak here. It's contesting the point against the OSP forces here as we watch those two cargo feeders, now joined by their third friend, all going onto the point, trying to contest it against the Axfer that is bringing its guns to bear. Might see it give them a little kiss on the nose here as they are flying very close together. There is no ramming damage. And before anyone asks, no, there will not be ramming damage. It has been suggested many a time, and everyone agrees that it's probably not a good idea because it was tested at one point and then it just really, really sucked. So, that said, let's see. Does the Moral failing give it a little kiss on the snoot with the boop there? Up, gun trying to bear at the last second, and... Ooh, that is a near miss if I ever saw one. Look at that, by micrometers, just skirting by. You could probably, like, put your hand out the window and give a high five to one of the guys on the OSP side, so... All right. see. So the value judgment back here, heavily damaged, but still kind of operational in the fight. Unfortunately, I think that its system... No, actually, a lot of its stuff is still active, so we're going to see this thing firing off against the Ocello over here. This Ocello, unfortunately, it appears to be missing ammo. Yes, the magazine has been taken out. Very important to supply your guns with ammunition. If you got no mag, you got no ammo. And if you got no ammo, you get fire no gun. So, you want to sip my drink here? So, this was a bloodbath and a half of a match here, as we're just watching ships on both sides just getting horribly knocked out and a huge amount of damage being dealt here. See, far back on the C point, a mighty corvette doing its job to back cap. It is possible for the ANS to technically get a full cap, but it will be very close. So, let's see if they do. Sneezy the cat boy. I think that maybe this isn't snow. Maybe this is just asbestos, and I'm just getting a little bit of that in my lungs. Either way, Canyon is one hell of a graveyard now, as there's just destroyed, grayed out ships all over the place. Let's take a look at what is left in the fight. We see the Reggie here limping away, heavily cooked off by a reactor explosion nearby. Still does have most of its systems operational, but it is getting pecked at by what is shooting at this thing. Ooh, unfortunately, a bulk freighter here getting its broadside back in the fight. So, damage control storage, able to restore a lot of things here, and it is bearing onto target and firing whatever it can. So, nasty broadsides coming in there. Let's take a look at the Ocello as well. Yep, Ocello firing on that. So, unfortunately, this light cruiser probably not going to live to see the end of the match. There's about 22 points to OSP victory. So, let's just see what we got left. Task Force Oak still kicking in the fight. Mighty, mighty Axfords dishing it out and taking it as well. So, ANS, don't get me wrong, this is very close. They have a 5 cap right now. If they were able to neutralize 2 more points, they could possibly lock OSP out of the game. But looks like a bunch of them are agreeing to throw in the towel now, deciding that they will not be able to get the last caps in time, unfortunately, before the game takes over. So, you can see down here, the B point is just too far away from any ANS ships, so it will take up the last couple points needed. As the GG's coming in from everyone, so we're going to type GG ourselves here. This was a wonderful game to cast. Ads starting in 30 seconds, just barely finishing off this match here, chat. So this VOD will be going up, and you'll be able to rewatch it with all of the action provided and see your ships going and fighting and killing and doing their jobs. Wonderful display here from the OSP team, showcasing the new cargo feeders, and ANS giving it just as good, taking advantage of what ANS has: beam turrets, railguns, maneuverability with torpedoes and hybrids and other good stuff. Excellent show. Oh no, they kicked us out of the lobby. No, I wanted to show the end game stats, but unfortunately we won't be able to. So we'll take a 3-minute ad break and then come back from there. So stay tuned, chat. Yeah, we'll be right back. Alrighty, chat. We are back. Thank you for being patient. Gotta get the Discord popped up again now. We were just talking about the post games.
Citadel
See
magazine.
if we got the lobby up or not yet. Oh, you can see
Yeah,
Mark
that was
thinking about things.
Sorry,
Oh,
that was an interesting game because like OSP had like so much spare ordnance. They were like throwing so much stuff around and like overkilling. Like the Duramises and sprinters going to like A. That was funny because because a sprinter would come onto A and it would just get dumped by S2s, by like containers, it would get opened up on by a ton of 100 mil. Like they were just dead like so many times over. And with up top, like with the light cruisers up top, just kept getting bombarded by missiles, which they fended off, but it kept them pushed back and just really created a lot of space for OSP to operate.
From the spectator look there, you had a pair of light cruisers up top that picked a fight against 2 fleets, and you couldn't have known that, to be fair, as you didn't have the scouting information. But watching like the light cruisers stay alive against sustained missile strikes, railgun shots, 450, and just everything there, and then seeing Task Force Oak crest over and pick a fight with the Ocello pair, that was a beautiful scene. Well done.
Oh yeah, that was also pretty funny because all of the Axfords got kind of annihilated, but then Task Force Oak in the hands of the new player just stands until the end of the match.
Anyone who
better than
says
a lot
that
of our
like
other guys.
Task Force Oak isn't like a good fleet, you need to play more Task Force Oak. That thing
Like,
slaps.
it's 2 gun experts. Like, it's solid.
Nemestro, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That bottom action was really, and whoever was playing those voxels underneath D, just skirmishing their ass off, was pissing me off.
Yeah, the voxel pair down there, they were actually like one of the last surviving voxel pairs as well, and like, sure they won, but like the way in which they won, like staying at range, dodging, skirmishing, just like always keeping at range, like it took a while for them to peel you apart, and in that time, you know, they weren't capping, so
That's
ANS
true.
still lost.
That's true. They occupied about 6k worth of fleet at RD point though, by about what 3k? It was like 3k worth of voxels down there.
There was 2
ye-
voxels, and there was a Corvette with Ewar, which did very well at jamming incoming missiles against it. Those voxels stayed alive until pretty much the end of the game and got some very good cap points. So credit to
Those
whoever
were
did
mine,
that.
I think.
You were fighting against. Well, you're fighting me, aka a permanent tester. So, god dang it! Very good
Remember,
job.
if you've done something to piss off the testers, you're probably doing it right.
I don't know. I wouldn't say. I don't know. The tester it doesn't mean much, right?
It depends. It depends.
It depends. It depends. I'm a
This
tester and I'm
match-
terrible. So.
For those of you who
You're the
don't
one who
know,
designed
Nebulous
Task Force
has
Oak. Stop
some
saying
community
that.
okay, I
testers who
mean,
help the development
yeah,
out,
but
doing,
using
sort of
anything.
closed
Well, I
testing.
designed it because I'm too dumb to use anything more complicated than heavy cruiser go smash smash.
You designed it? That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Yes.
Wolf designed Cobalt, Wolfenite, and Task Force Oak.
That's cool.
All right.
if
We
we
should
can-
probably pile up into another game. We have a lot of
I
people
actually-
here now.
Have to go soon, so
Oh, it's all right.
Same here.
Those of you who want to play another one, let's pick a server and get another one loaded up and see where we go from there.
I thought maybe we should do like a normal, like smaller game, and then we can maybe fill a second one if there's enough people here.
All right. Wolf, you want to grab us a lobby
Sure,
then?
I will host.
That was a great match. I highly enjoyed casting.
I learned
that,
a
even
lot
if it was
about,
on, a little bit laggy,
what is it?
Slow.
soft kill this match. Just because the greatest play of my career was the Black Earth launching like all of its missiles at me, and none of them managed to hit because of the power of like decoys and chaff and stuff.
I remember seeing at
Yeah, I
one point
watched
somebody
that. That
said
was
it was
ridiculous.
good jamming. Was it a Axford with a golf ball in the back? I think that just messed
Oh,
up.
that
all
was
the
me.
boards?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. So, there's a couple plays I missed that match,
Yeah,
but there was a lot
my
going on with that. I
E-Warship
hope that I
worked
got
way
most
better
of
than
those clips.
intended.
See if we can't find out.
Neko, you could probably host a second lobby, and we can get 2 up.
I'm streaming right now, so me hosting probably wouldn't work.
Oh,
well,
I
because-
see. Okay.
Who was the poor Axford that got hit by the cross missile hits on
Where was it?
when the Axford that we hit with
Find another
2 missile barrages from 2 different directions at the same time?
I
On
think.
D.
Huh. That
It was the
might
one
have
that
been
pushed on
me,
to point D.
but I
Yeah.
managed to soft kill a bunch of missiles during that time.
Yeah.
What map?
Where there's an expert on D. Someone else
It's a
launched
good map.
I think size 2s at it. And then I
So
looped
for
my containers around behind
Arroya,
it, and they
I
both
like that
hit
map.
at the same time.
Huh,
Other
I'm
way.
not
Oops.
sure.
Hang on a sec, chat. Setting stuff up.
Are we still doing ANS Team 1, OSPN Team 2?
Yeah.
Are they?
Also, Mysterior in my lobby, you need to go to Team 2 unless Internet wants to play.
Dang it.
Are we
Alright.
setting up more lobbies?
What's the lobby?
My lobby's full. If someone wants to set up a Fight Night 2 lobby, you can go ahead and do that.
Will the
all right.
YouTube
I can do
video be
a
posted
Fight
to
Night
Neb
lobby
video?
on one of the area officials if we're down for that. This will work fine.
Yeah, officials work.
All right. You said you had a full lobby already, yes?
Yeah, my lobby's full. Fight Night 1 is full.
Okay.
Someone can set up a Fight Night 2.
Anyone who wants to be
Yeah.
surplus, area official number 5. We're currently on Aorta. Come on by. I'll be doing showcasting of that match. Drop in. Enjoy yourselves.
Have a nice time, y'all. I hope to see that YouTube video when it drops.
Yep. The VOD will be up on my Twitch, which is linked to the stream channel announcing for this event. Once I'm done streaming, you'll be able to watch it there, and I'll do the upload after.
Will it be posted to the Neb Videos channel?
I will see if I can get about doing that. I don't know if I have perms for that or not.
Alright then. If you can't, then maybe ping
You
me.
should now, yeah. You should have. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, we'll check later. Cool, thanks.
Alright, have a nice time, y'all.
Great. When
Yeah.
I was uninstalling mods, I accidentally forgot to uninstall your mod for the for the better stats.
All right, area official has 4 out of 8 players. Come on down. Some of y'all still left over.
Yep, just whipping up a new fleet real quick.
So, chat, I hope that you've been enjoying the Nebulous content. I stream Nebulous every once in a while. I'm not the best player at the game, but I can deliver a little bit once in a while. Although, of course, when you load up stream, you get that old streamer debuff. Having to use your brain for more than just more than just one thing is always a interesting time. So, That said, not playing tonight, just shoutcasting and drinking myself a beer, lovely cracked open cold one of nondescript brand that I'm not going to give advertising for until they decide to sponsor me. So. We're just seeing the lobby filling up here, so getting some people on in. Aorta is a fun, kind of like big open map with a couple tunnels around the inside as well and some interesting flank routes. I'll showcase it a bit more once we get into the game, as just people kind of come and go. So we're playing a little bit of the old Nebula lobby fleet command. See, wow, we've got a lot of people in the general channel.
All right.
So.
We could have people in Fight Night 1. The ANS and OSP teams go over to another voice channel so they can coordinate.
Right now, if you hear strange calls.
Cool. Which one?
Usually you figure it out with your team. I guess Team 1 can go to Toast and Team 2 can go to Gambit.
I'm heading off. Good night.
Good night. See ya.
Okay, still some lobby slots open. We're on Area Official 5. If anyone in the chat here would like to join in, getting some slots filled up here. So. We got one more slot on Area Official. Oop, just filled. Oh, never mind, still one more slot if anyone wants in.
Can you hold it open for me? I'll be over there in a sec. I'm just quickly finishing up the fleet.
All right, so a lobby here. All right, chat. Let us go ahead and see if we can't get some more Nebula lobby command gaming going. Yeah. Seeing everyone loading up their stuff here, picking their fleets and various things. The Dramus still has the sort of default selected. It selects the first fleet on your list, which is usually a work in progress one or something else similar. So it's Okay, 70 points out of the 3,000. Little bit of a detriment, but they'll pick up fleet in a second. There you go.
I think
3,000.
so, yeah.
What about, is Fight Night 1 full?
Yeah.
Yep, Fight Night 1 is
Ah.
full. Fight Night 2 is area official. I'm streaming it on Twitch if you want to have a look. All right, for people in Fight Night 2, if you want to have ANS go to Team Merlins and OSP to Team Pancakes, that would be great. Thank you. We will hop down there in shortly. All right, so I'm just going to mute the Discord so that I don't get any conflicting comms information, and we're going to go for more shoutcasting chat. So buckle up, have yourself some popcorn, some drinks, and other goodness, and we have got another good game that's coming towards you from Nebulous Fleet Command. Woo! Last of my cold one done, so back on to me just drinking some water tonight until I decide I want another one. I don't know, chat. Do you think I should have another drink? Finish up the old nameplates. Here we see some gameplay of, I think that's a heavy cruiser firing a railgun through a Sprinter Corvette. Old images, these. Come on, finish up the nameplates. Let's go. All right, so as you might see, this is a strange looking map. Oh, that's strange. Why is there just a big blob? It's because it is a open asteroid. So there's the solid side here, which nobody really pushes around unless they're absolutely nuts. This is the sort of working side of the map. So centralized A point, which goes and is typically a big old fight zone. There's very little cover here as you have to try and get up and get onto the point. Kind of a little bit of a plateau here that is able to be covered a little bit, but it's still a big old bowl. You've got natural points for the blue and the orange team on the D and D side, and also the C and E. You can see interesting pushes come around the outside here as this forms sort of a lane of fire and congestion. You can see some ships go around the outside top here, able to fire into the A point. Then you can see on the inside around this rock, you can get some nice close quarters brawls here. There's a number of flank routes, such as going out of these various holes and coming around the outside. So you can send nasty little fast ships to attack the enemy's backside. You can also set up a large array of railguns or mass drivers to fire long distance across the map. Here we're seeing them dropping in. We're going to go ahead and highlight the new fleets as we see a container liner, the Wake and Bake, burning its retro thrusters coming into the battle space now. We are on Aorta in the Vestiria region, an abnormal asteroid. Ooh, we can see a trio of ships there along with a little fourth thruster flare, so we'll see if they call that out or not. Anyways, we can't see team chat, which is probably a good thing, would deny a lot of information. So let's go ahead and look here. We have got a... Let me click it. So we have an Axford heavy cruiser, 450 guns on the front, and a VLS-2 missile pack on the back. Let's see what they're packing. Yep, whole bunch of size 2 hybrid missiles. So very good at knocking out a bunch of smaller craft, although they do not have the same survivability as the bigger size 3 missiles, making them a little more vulnerable to point defense. Escorting it, we have a mighty beamstone destroyer here. Big old flak guns on the top, bottom, and rear mounts, able to... Actually, it's got flak guns all around, so very good at knocking out the lighter size 1 and size 2 missiles, although not as effective against the size 3 torpedoes and size 4 container missiles the OSP can bring. Still, a beam is nothing to be disrespectful towards, because if you get within 6 kilometers of this thing's nose, you are gonna get cooked. Now then, with the Axford covered, we're gonna see the Gherkins fleet here. We've got 1, 2, 3... Question mark? Where's the third one? Oh, actually, this is just a pair of 2... My words are failing me again. There we go. 2 Vauxhall light cruisers. We're seeing a missile pack on the back. Yep, some size 3 hybrid missiles in these things. Very good at penetrating enemy point defense as they have a lot of health and fly very fast. Jack thinks he can skimp on containers and get a shuttle. Good question. We'll take a look on that in a second once we cover the OSP side. They also are bringing a destroyer with them. Let's see what they got. Yep, little beamstone destroyer. We're seeing flak package here as well. So, yeah, a little belly gun as well. Just have a cheap ship to guard the nasty sort of close angles here. If you come around the corner and don't respect the beam, you're going to get plopped very hard. So, no delay at all. Not used to that one. Not sure exactly what you're referring to, but anyways, Papa J coming over here. He's got the trio of the gun Vauxhalls, I believe it was, we saw him drop. Yes, I did see a trio. All right, so 3 of these gun Vauxhalls, very good at dishing out their 250mm fire. You can see their sort of layout here with the Raider drives providing a lot of linear thrust and the Whiplash drive increasing their max speed. These are very mobile and agile ships, especially when they are bow tanking you. They are notoriously hard to kill as you have to try and punch through the entirety of the ship to get to the essentials in the back. Escorting them as well, they have a little sprinter corvette here, providing a bit of jamming and some point defense with the little defender turrets there that we see. Lastly, rounding out the ANS team, we see a 250 Brawling Axford. This ship designed to get close and personal with the enemy, launching a whole bunch of armor-piercing and high-explosive shells. It's got a little nested array of point defense turrets and some size 1 missile launchers. See it already aligning its guns onto various targets. Escorting it is a collection of various various Reigns class frigates. You can see them firing off some anti-missile missiles. Got some jammers as well, and then rounding it out, a couple little gun frigates as well. So nice little mixed array. And then lastly, I think it's just a spyglass scout. Yep, just a long-range scout ship able to probably YOLO onto the A point to get that cap for them. Let's go into the OSP side. So we see on the ANS color scheme here, but for the OSP, we have Bambi bringing in a bunch of the new C90 guns on their cargo feeders. So nasty package here. T-30s to back them up, provide a little bit of that light firepower. Bellbird jammer on top. Electronic warfare is always good to have. This one just a point defense boat by the looks of it. Yep. BLS-1 for probably anti-missile missiles, if I can find the location. Yep. Flare, chaff. Ooh, cat paw missiles. I approve of the name. Already my favorite. So next we're going to see, oh, wow. Holy crap. What are you doing, Dual Front? This is different. Okay. This is a completely naked bulk freighter with a citadel. What is this fleet? Okay, that's, what? Okay, this is, something. I have never seen a fleet like this before. Okay, so at least 3 naked bulk freighter. Where is their firepower? What? Is this just all naked bulk freighters? Do they not have any weapons? Rapid DC lockers, jury-rigged reactors, reinforced thruster nozzles. I think Dual Front might be memeing. Okay, so none of these ships appear to have any weapons. These are... Okay, so these are a interesting technique. So this is a complete meme fleet, but it has some potential. See, a bulk freighter takes a while to kill. There's a lot of empty space on these things. They've got a little bit of armor, and they've got a lot of health in the reinforced drives. So if you can take one of these and sit it on a control point, you can deny the enemy a cap for a while. Plus, you can provide some radar coverage as well around the map. Although, I don't believe they took a radar. Okay, so that's a fleet. Anyways, on a more serious note, we see a classic 450mm Acello here. Got a nice array of point defense between the Auroras, which are very good at shooting down incoming hybrid missiles. Floodlight Illuminator to spot ships, along with some, I think it's a Defender on the back. No, a Pavis turret, so a little kinetic PD and a BLS-1. Backing it up, we have one of the good old intelligence tugs. So these are really important. It takes an intel center, an early warning radar, and an adaptive radar receiver. So this thing is able to see a lot of stuff around the map. The JRR, not even a good bomb. It is possible that those become bomb ships and that those are just meant to cook off the reactors, but I'm not sure what Dual Front is doing. It's eating missiles, though, I guess. So, anyways, Dramus got the good old intelligence package here, along with, it's called either a mom or dad fleet, depending on what you get. So this is just a fleet with a bunch of little shuttles around the map. These have some defensive elements, although not the strongest here, as we're seeing this one getting shredded by RPF rounds. That's radio proximity fuse, for those of you not up to spec on the acronym game. We're going to see the nitroglycerin here just kind of coasting around the rock. So these are very good for capping points, although I guess Dual Front already brought the cap fleet. Yeah, these will be around the place, probably trying to sneak into the backside of the map in the 3rd and 4th quarter to get those back caps going. And lastly, we have Jucifer with a container liner that we saw on deploy. So a bunch of containers here. I'm not sure if you can see how many have been fired already, but they got a whole 4-bank package, so a lot of deliveries to be made there, along with a nice little, looks like a point defense shuttle. Yeah, it's just a bunch of size 1 anti-missile missiles, most likely. Let's take a look. Yep, so we've got, yeah, just a whole bunch of anti-missile missiles. So in case a bunch of hybrids were to, say, fly over and try and hit this ship, this is a little safeguard. It can probably turn off its radar if it even has one, so that way ARAD Seeker types will go after this ship. See, does it have a radar? Yeah, it has a Bulwark Huntress for scouting, so we're already seeing a bunch of missile strikes going through now that we've covered the fleet. So these are size 2 hybrid missiles going after whatever they can. Again, showcasing that the bulk freighter, with a Citadel CIC, it's not dead, and it's really hard to knock out. So maybe there's some merit to this as a cap fleet. Sorry, I'm sneezy again tonight, apparently, chat. So, yeah, already one of these getting heavily hit, but they are fixing stuff. Interesting they're electing to fix the berthing over the drive that's currently going critical, so that might be a slight error there. There's no merit. Don't need to dress this one up. No, I want to say that there is something that they have here, that this is not just a completely nuts idea, okay? I say that they should include a VLS-1 on these ships and a ceremonial arming missile so that they count as armed, but either way, this is just an interesting, funny, strange thing to see on screen, so I'd like seeing people, like, experiment doing weird stuff. Yeah. I don't think that it's necessarily good, but I feel like there's some potential here to, like, bulk freighter capture. Vren55, thank you for the follow. All right, let's take a look around the battle space. So we're seeing the OSP has laid a couple mines here. This is designed so that when somebody caps the C point and then tries to burn towards the B point in this area, they will run into them nastily. So early morning radar providing them good intelligence about the enemy fleet movements here. We're seeing the Vandal here. Oh, that's interesting. I've got a friend who's got a name quite similar to that. This has taken a heavy container strike by the looks of it. Yeah, there's pretty much everything in the front of the ship completely blown out. CIC set to 0 along with the other stuff. Reinforced magazines and control centers and stuff are not able to be killed by missiles because of the way that the damage spread works, but these are still heavily crippled at the moment. The Vagabond here, on the other hand, able to deliver some fire into the Maid Plum. We'll see how that goes. Looking around the map, we see some, the essential oil here taking a little bit of damage, but currently stands, the OSP has taken initiative and gotten a 3-point lead versus the ANS's 2 points. So initiative now will fall to the ANS team as they will need to get themselves a cap point to get themselves back into this game. Here we see some fire being traded between the, the C90 guns and the T100. The T30 100mm. Too many numbers. So we're seeing a nice array of ships here. The Acello here providing the block and point defense at this range, whereas the little horde of cargo feeders supporting it decide to unleash every round that they possibly have. You're seeing the radial shots going off here. Those are the new bomb shells, which are very good against swarms of ship like this. Swarms are notorious in Nebulous Fleet Command for being very easy to play, but very hard to punish because you have to do a lot of micro and other maneuvers. We're seeing them now shifting fire onto the mighty Axford that is bringing its broadside of air, trying to get within that 8-kilometer range to get its guns. Here we see them just barely not being in range. A bunch of size 1 anti-missile missiles coming out towards this Quake volley, so we're going to see who wins here. AMM's not the best against containers, but there's some possibilities of them having enough stuff to shoot it down. Aurora's firing off, trying to cook through these here as they start locking onto target. Let's see, Juck nearly out of those, started down to players, memes nearly half dead. Yep, so I will say that OSP is a bit down here as the naked bulk raiders are not going to contribute any killing power, but it is possible that they will occupy time, and sometimes you can just win on cap. So we're already seeing the OSP getting a 4 cap here going as they've snuck a little shuttle around to the E point, whereas the ANS team has been occupied trying to shoot on these ships here. So these don't have radars as far as I'm aware, which makes them a lot less effective than you would think. If these had radars, like if you just cut a bulk freighter from this and run a radar and a VLS-1, or a pair of them at least, so that you have some offensive weapon, I think that there's like some weird, strange world where this could possibly be worth it. Well, if it doesn't have standard Axford though, and 250, which is just not great against monitors. Yes, against the monitors now with their new armor buff, the 250 it's still able to technically deal damage, but the armor buff has done a lot for making 250 less effective there. So, yeah. Meme Flay was 10 cap monitors, that would be crippling. Yeah, that's another possibility of it. I want to say that there is some merit to having like a naked cap fleet just in this style, because it's interesting to see them kind of pushing this angle in the game, where it's like instead of trying to kill the enemy, they're just going to try and occupy time and buy like a little bit of seconds. Like you can see here, this Axford is pulling back now, fighting against a naked bulk freighter, which is not a threat to it at all. The most this can do is ram into it and inconvenience it by spinning it around a little bit of time. But by taxing the ANS side's attention, they are really actually getting themselves ahead in this game. We're seeing the C point now going into the ANS hands, so we're seeing the cap ships have kind of gone around each other. C point here being capped by a little shuttle with blanket jammers, the trio of bulk, not trio bulk freighters. It's actually a, what is the term for 6 of them? See, one of them now cooking off over here, the Maid Plum finally going down. So do you think ramming would do more damage? We discussed this a little bit earlier. Ramming deliberately does not do damage because it was found to be just unfun gameplay. It would mean that if a ship does ramming, then something like this would be very crippling and otherwise inconvenient. And it's to encourage people to, just not smash spaceships into each other. If you want ramming in a spaceship game, Battlefleet Gothic exists, and it's very fun to spike people in that. So, yeah. Here we see a near miss being applied once again as this fleet of voxels choosing smartly not to fire on the bulk freighter near them that's just being an inconvenience. Instead going after one of the cap shuttles here that is a big threat because as we see these ships moving around the place, if these are able to get around the map and continue to back cap like they have been able to do, then that will lead to the OSP getting victory. The OSP still maintaining a 3 cap lead to the ANS2. This is the other thing, which is that, oh, I think this one just got knocked out. Yep, so it did just get knocked out. The reactor has gone down along with the Citadel. I'm not sure exactly what knocked out the Citadel. I think it might have been a lucky shot with 250 AP or HE round. I'm not sure which, but containers going for CLs. Ooh, yes, we see some containers. Thank you for that. So let's take a look and see. Containers here going wide as we see the CL's mobility able to make them move around. A whole bunch of chaff being shed as well, bringing a whole bunch more targets for the you have to try and lock on towards. Here we see a couple of them actually engaging. Different names here suggesting different missiles. So seeing some of them lock onto the container liners. We might see some hits here. Yep. Seduced by the chaff. That's why you bring a chaff box. Great investment on the back of your ship getting a chaff box because if you just have regular radar seekers, they will go after the chaff cloud most of the time instead of the actual ships, focusing typically the larger radar return. Doesn't have to be lucky to the problem. The Citadel's hard to kill in a liner because of the splitting damage. Yes, that is true. Not container liners. Bulk freighters have a lot of empty space. So in this case, it just got shot a lot, and eventually I think it got hull broken, and then the Citadel took the last hit. So we're seeing this one now going here. It was contesting the cap and has also bought a lot of time. This is a game to 1,000 points. We're at 388 for the OSP right now, and they are still sitting comfortably in the lead. They don't actually have to do anything right now, which is a really interesting part. So these cargo feeders kind of at a weird angle here. They're trying to bring to bear back onto the fluffy tail, the touch fluffy tail. Ah, I see somebody is a Ken Ashcorp fan. Very classic. Alliance not playing the cap game. Yep. Yes, that is true. Alliance getting distracted by some of the aggressive pushes here. The thing is, when you see a bulk freighter pushing towards you like that and you don't have visual, you have to kind of respect it because on one hand, it could be a meme fleet like this, which is just a bunch of naked bulk freighters. On the other hand, it could be the Isekai truck. Those of you who don't know, the Isekai truck refers to a very specific bulk freighter, which happens to have a lot of torpedo launchers and will absolutely vibe check you if you decide to not let it... if you just let that thing get within 7 kilometers of you, you are going back to the fleet editor faster than you can blink. Torpedoes do not mess around, especially after their buffs. So, we're going to see now huge chaff cloud being set here. Probably radars being cycled off here so ARAD doesn't seek. Yep. Seeing a couple of them go whizzing by here as they all try and get seduced onto the wrong target. Blanket jammer possibly active. Nope, they're just trying to counter against ARADs by shitting a whole bunch of chaff out here. So yeah, miss. They call them missiles for a second. OSP need to group up and kill that isolated heavy cruiser. Yep, so the heavy cruiser is isolated, but do not think that a isolated heavy cruiser is without help. It has a little pair of its escorts nearby that are able to provide some additional firepower. Plus, this is a 250 brawling cruiser. I don't know how many ammo elevators it has. Let's do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe only 4. Okay, either way, it's got a good chunk of ammo elevators, and this is 9 barrels of 250mm that can fly at you. Yeah. Let's take a look at the CLs. So it's in the Vondel here. Yep, this ship got heavily knocked out by, I think it was either rockets or regular containers. Something hit this thing like a absolute truck, and we are seeing it now heavily limping along, trying to keep itself into the fight. Its CIC is reinforced, which means that rockets, I don't believe, can kill it. I'd have to double-check the scatter rays, see if anything else. Thing power of OSP to recap is gone. So, yeah, a little bit of is gone. ANS is now coming back into the lead with a 3 cap advantage, so putting them a little bit forward. That said, OSP still does have a points advantage. The B point is secured by... I'm not sure if those were mine containers or what, but either way, B point is covered in mines here, so ANS trying to cap that will be difficult. They could possibly go for the A point as well. We're currently seeing a bit of a split here as... Again, multiple containers dodged here. Very good counter-missile gameplay coming in from this fleet of CLs. I have to commend Papa J for doing very well against that. Just heavy use of chaff and other tools to disrupt against the incoming containers. So choosing whether you want to jam or pop chaff and turn off your radars and just otherwise be aware of the surroundings is very important for countering missiles, especially now that the sort of pseudo-uncounterable EO decoy volleys are no longer a thing. So again, we're seeing another volley of containers coming in here. We're going to see if Papa J is able to evade once again another salvo. The VLS launcher here down to 8 pods of chaff. So again, we're seeing a lot of chaff coming in here, but will it be enough? Maybe yes, maybe no. A bunch of the kinetic point defense as well, shooting down incoming containers. Looks like they're doing just fine. All right, so 250 turret on the belly of this and 450 on the top. A pretty standard Ocello. This is pitted to be a little bit better at close quarters with the 250 gun. Unfortunately, despite being originally an Alliance hull, they do not have access to the wonderful HE RPF 250 round, so it's not as effective at shooting shuttles and stuff. Still, we're seeing a bunch of shots being delivered here against these Alliance ships. We're seeing the Voxels trying to slide around this rock, get themselves some better cover, and be able to trade fire as these ships try and keep their nose towards each other, bow tanking to reduce incoming damage. You can see not much being inflicted across the ship as a whole here. Front thrusters have been taken out along with one of the radar antennas, but there's a lot of health to have to get through before you hit the essentials on a Ocello cruiser like this. Oh, missile strike coming out here. A bunch of size 2 hybrids being loosed. Let's see where these end up going. Looks like they're probably going towards, the early warning radar ship here, the Tourmaline. Unfortunately, probably going to get size 2 hybrided in a second. You see it fire. Ooh, sorry, hiccup there. You see it firing off a anti-missile missile a little bit early. Probably just a preemptive strike they were trying to do. I wouldn't be surprised if these spell the end of this cargo feeder, as I don't believe that it has enough point defense. No, unfortunately, just anti-torpedo defense on this thing. See it desperately trying to pop chaff here. Too late. Wham, 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 wham. That is a lot of damage dealt. 2 of them did get seduced by the chaff, so still pretty good, but we see the reinforced CIC has been knocked down to 0%. Intel center, heavily damaged. Chaff launcher, no longer effective. Adaptive radar receiver is out. Point defense turrets are down. We're seeing another volley of missiles coming in here. Some more size 2 hybrids scattered and shown into the abyss. Let's see if these pop. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wham. Whole bunch of them going after the chaff. That's the active radar seeker for you. Wham. A couple of them actually getting good hits again, so heavy damage being done here, but not quite enough to knock out the reinforced CIC. So this ship technically can recover. It's hurt, but it can come back. Still a bunch of dual fronts, sort of weird bulk freighters coming into play here. I'm surprised that this hasn't moved on to the sea point to contest. Here we see the sea point being contested as a Vauxhall light cruiser has moved down here, getting flank shots into the Ocello. Ocello very tough on the bow on, but once you are able to get flank shots, it only has 30 centimeters of armor, which is going to do a lot of, well, it's going to do a lot against like the lighter ANS rounds, but against the sort of heavier ones, the 250 and 450, it's not going to help you as much as you think. Angled, incredible. Flat on, not so much. So, C point still being held in the Alliance hands here. We see the cap is contested. However, the D point is coming back in control of the OSP. So, OSP, again, going for that cap win very nastily. We see another one of those naked bulk freighters here just managed to hold here because the ANS, they are choosing to fire on other ships here that are around the place. I'm surprised that they have not tried to kill off these bulk freighters. Like I said, these take time to kill. The random scattering of projectiles and stuff, like unless you are manually aiming at the drives or where you think the CIC is, it's kind of hard to kill a bulk freighter like this. The 6 of them actually doing pretty well as a cap fleet right now. OSP still holding a point lead, and the caps currently in their advantage as the C point is contested. So we see the C and E points being held by ANS, but OSP has got some very strange and technically, I don't know what to, oh, that's weird. Okay, so slight oversight here. Technically, you can fit a triple-barreled gun on the belly of the Axford. In this case, they've just gone for the double-barreled. There's not really a reason to run the double-barreled. I think this was just a little mistake in the fleet editor. I'm pretty sure they cost the same anyways. All right, I'm getting nasally. I need another drink of water. Okay. So, a bunch of size 2 hybrids in the backpack of this thing. Yeah, we saw a whole bunch of those earlier on, some regular size 2s as well. Just probably the cheap little 4-point version, active radar seeker, just able to whack a shuttle or other undefended ship. Ocello here doing its best, fighting against a 3,000-point fleet on its own, trying to make things happen. This is probably about, I'd say, 1,500 points or so. Yeah. Focusing on missiling, you'd run the bottom mount at a 66 for backup. I say yes, you can do that, running a backup, although there's no reason not to take the 68 triple barrel gun in that case, because you can go double on top and then triple on the bottom for 5 barrels of 450 love. I've run a fleet like that before, and it is quite good. So, that being said, let's take a little look around the map. The Vagabond here is trying to do a little bit of damage against one of these other ships. So, again, bulk freighter going towards the E point. OSP heavily committing to just trying to win on caps. Ooh, okay. What do we got here? We got jamming clouds. Oh, okay. So we are seeing some jamming missiles here. These are interesting. So these have some potency as you can mix in jamming missiles into your various payloads. And they have the ability to heavily mess up point defense tracking because if you're trying to counter the ARAD Seeker type and you turn off your radars, then you have to rely on your weapon's fire control radars, which are very short range. And if they get jammed by these, then you do not have the option of shooting back. So we're going to see if this missile strike does very well. It looks like, unfortunately, the Sentinel missiles are a bit slower coming in on the tail end of this. So that's an unfortunate happening where we're going to see the majority of the missiles probably flying ahead, not getting their job done. You would ideally want the radar jamming type to come at the lead of the pack so you can jam them and then have the rest of them follow up and smack into the ships here. But we're going to see if this container strike gets some time on target goodness. Come on. See them flying in. They should activate their Seekers any second now. Yep, here we see them being popped onto the chaff again. Ooh, maybe those are ARAD type. Yep, ooh, we're getting time on target. Come on, and ooh, nasty, nasty container volley right into the aft of that ship. So unfortunately, not enough to kill it, but we're going to see the Whiplash and radar drives both knocked out. This ship is immobilized. Secondary strike coming in now. And that's how you soft kill. All right, let's see. What are they soft killing? I'm not sure there's any other missile strikes on the map, but yeah, that is a ship that has been taking heavy damage. Now, keep in mind, this is not unsalvageable. It is still possible to repair these and cancel that out, but this is a thing that you're probably going to need to do an emergency reactor shutdown for. If we take a look at the radar drive here, right? There is 5 critical hits, and one of them is a critical event. You have 82% reduced efficiency here. It is not possible to repair these emergencies in time. You've got double crits, a fuel line fire, and a reactor overload. You need to scram your reactors in this situation and hope that your teams can fix the stuff, because otherwise, you've got 3 DC teams trying their best to work on this. I would not be surprised if the ship ends up popping a fuel line fire across it. What does a reactor shutdown do? So, there is a button that triggers an emergency shutdown. You'll see when you're playing the game a countdown timer next to your ship when you get like a reactor overload in the drives or the reactors. You need to do what's called scramming, which is shut down your reactors. It takes 30 seconds, technically 33 because you have to hold the button for 3 seconds, but what that does is it shuts down your reactor, generally destroying the module, and then it brings the stuff back up at the time. So this is an emergency thing. You have to just turn it off and turn it back on again. I believe that it does gray out the module, and then you have to restore it, but it's better than having your entire ship go up in smoke. As we saw, oh, yep, unfortunately here, we're seeing a fuel line fire across the ship. So surprisingly, they actually survived that pretty well. Wow. Huh. 36 because there's a 3-second delay. Okay, yeah. Either way, yeah, turn your reactor off and then turn it back on again. The fuel line fire, surprised the ship survived that as well as it did, because normally a fuel line fire spells doom for the ship. It's actually looking pretty healthy. Like, a lot of the thrusters are out, but you don't technically need those. So, that's a little lesson. Scram your reactors, because if this cooks off with the reactor overload, then your ship just does that. This is why you scram, kids. When you see you got a reactor overload, sometimes just bite the bullet and decide, you know what? I can just afford to turn off for 30 seconds. I'm good. Because otherwise, that is like 1,000 points worth of ship just gone. So, with that being said, let's take a look around the map again now that we got a little distracted for a while. So more container volleys coming out here. We're going to see the D point falling back into the hands of the Alliance. Currently a 4-1 lead for ANS, although OSP is still kind of in it. They've got a lot of gunships still kicking around. Cargo feeders hugging the rocks here as they're trying to get a good flank shot onto a couple vessels. Yep. Seeing a frigate here getting taken out by those little T-30 100mm. Yep. Back, I see all is foretold. Yep, they did not scram their reactor, and they suffered for it. So, we're seeing the last of the sort of, I don't know what to really call these, like, cap bulk freighters. These each cost probably like 500 points, and they were keeping a lot of the ANS forces occupied. It's a fairly close game right now, and OSP definitely can make a comeback, as we're seeing a shuttle burning at best speed it can to the 8.52 meters a second, cooking along. The Vandal, which has been heavily crippled, still technically in the game, is making its way onto the point as well, trying to hold it. I believe that because this has missile launchers, I don't know if these have offensive missiles on them. It might be a toss-up between which of them can cap it, but OSP side here, yep, you've still got plenty of gunships around. Optimism is why you're streaming. Yeah, I don't think that the game is decided until the very end. I will say that there's certain advantages, like the OSP deciding to dedicate like 3,000 points into just being cap bulk freighters. I would not take that fleet personally, but they have used it in such a way that they have gotten themselves a good advantage, and still, at this point in the game, the points are pretty even. The caps are flipping back and forth. This is still a game on our hands. We're watching as the 250 Axford here deciding, I want to brawl now, going forwards, these little feeders here turning around, trying to get a bearing onto it, have to swing their whole ship to get the spinal gun on. You can see the C-90 cannon down here. Target masked by hull means that they don't have the line set up right. So they're having to turn around very quickly here. A bunch of the T-30 turrets firing off against the lightly armored Alliance frigates here, just getting peppered by those high explosive shells. Let's take a look around the battle space, see what else there is to see. Oop, a bunch of missile strikes coming in here. Not entirely sure where those are headed. Maybe they were trying to go after... yeah, probably this ship's radar is just out, so those were most likely ARAD Seeker. Ooh, no, they're turning. Ooh, okay, this could be interesting. Well, that's an interesting strike pathing. Look at that. Hope the liner has the turret engine. The container liner does not. It's got a reinforced drive. I don't know what these missiles are doing. They kind of went past and then went back around again. They might friendly fire here if they're not careful. It's looking a little closer on the vectors, but either way. Missiles going around the outside and all that. Looking down at the point here, we're seeing a voxel here. Yep, heavily crisped up, losing all of its armor. Similar thing can be said for the Ocello here, which has gotten thoroughly cooked. The Ocello is still in the fight, though. Whiplash drive not able to be knocked out by the 250 guns here. You need larger weapons. I think this has a 70 damage threshold. And since the Ocello hull has like a 40% component damage reduction, this has, like, you need to deal like at least 100 damage or something to knock out this thing's drive. With a reinforced CIC, they might have a shot of taking that out. You can kill a ship by killing either all of the power sources, such as the reactors and drive, or by killing the command center and then making sure it does not have the ability to restore it. So this ship still technically in the fight, making one of the voxels have to stay on the sea point. Here we're seeing one of the Alliance's heavy command cruisers. Over here, yes. My words are failing me. Sorry, chat. We're seeing Ocello taking a heavy 450 fire. These do actually have the firepower to knock out the ship, but we're seeing most of the shots coming in onto the nose or just spraying across it, not getting the kill shot they want here so desperately. So Alliance only a small lead right now. Those containers still flying around. Is this the same container volley? What the heck? Okay. Oh, that's why. Okay, so this is something new, chat. These are the CMS variant. So these are support containers. So what's special about these is that instead of having a big warhead in them, they've got a support module and a lot of fuel. So these are able to fly around the battle space being a general nuisance. We can see them just being passed back and forth across the A point here, messing up anyone on the inside as the radar jamming just kind of goes off. Seeing them go around here. So this thing is mostly knocked out. Rebound turret trying to fire on them, but love the Ocello design. It was just, I want that ship on your desk. Yeah, I hope that they get some 3D prints like I've seen from space engineers and stuff, because a lot of the ship design in Neb is very nice. We're seeing the Vagabond here, mostly still fresh, a little bit of damage on the front cannon here, trying to move in and deny the A-cap from them here, firing HE shells here. HE RPF would kind of be ideal as the shuttle does not have very much armor, and we're seeing a bunch of those HE shells either missing or just going right through this thing. Over-penetration is a factor you have to consider. We're seeing the shells here, yeah, they're just kind of like clipping into it and then zooming out the other side, so still, Alliance doing their best to keep in the game. Seeing the OSP here turning their cargo feeder fleet around, trying to get after the Axford, which just completely said, no, I don't care about you guys. You're not a threat. I'm going to go to the B point. So we're seeing it launching a couple of size 1 missiles here, trying to take out the mines as this come to a stop. Most likely trying to turn and bear with its 250 millimeter RPF rounds as well, so it can get the B point and get them a cap lead for the further future. As the A point is still currently in OSP hands. All right, let's take a look. Last cap ship died. Yeah, unfortunately, Dual Front lost the last of their bulk freighters. I personally think that this has some merit. If you just drop one of the bulk freighters and give them like a little bit more damage control, like if you get like a damage control complex or a damage control storage, and you just add on like a VLS-1 to be offensive and, you know, considered armed, I think that that could actually have a lot of merit to it. Checking on gazillion shuttles. We're seeing here shuttles in this game, unfortunately, got taken out by size 2 hybrids. That's the thing with the bulk freighters, though. They just don't care about getting hit by size 2 hybrids. So, very kind of interesting, weird game on our hands that we're seeing here. So, both teams fairly close here. Alliance pulling ahead in the 4th quarter as they're getting their 4th cap now. Just very close game here still, only about like 100-point difference here, although ANS is getting the caps here. We're seeing the OSP sort of cargo feeder fleet here trying to fire on whatever targets they can get a bearing on. Looks like they're going on the destroyers here. The Abraxas taking heavy damage here as the drives are getting taken out here. Dragonfly drive able to be fixed, but under sustained fire most likely won't be. Reinforced CIC also going to need to be fixed here, so this ship probably not long for this world. They still are technically powered and in the game, although with only 1 restore, it's going to be only a matter of time before this thing bites the dust from all of the sustained cargo feeder fire coming towards it. let's take a look. So finally, those Sentinel missiles finishing their pathing and just kind of zooming off into the abyss. Let's see if the OSP has any way of getting back into this. Their container liner moving forward. Its banks emptied almost completely. Let's see, does it have anything left here? Yeah, just a couple of these support missiles left over. So they've used all their offensive payload. Probably going to be a Alliance victory here, but we're still seeing some points getting flipped and capped and contested. So let's see if this thing gets booped by missiles. Axford point defense living up to its reputation of being very formidable. We see a mixture of the Aurora point defense lasers here, along with a bullseye on the bottom to provide good locks. Defenders here to provide defense against the size 3 missiles and above. Lastly, the pair of VLS on the top, giving it that nasty, nasty AMM package, which I'm not sure if I can see here. No, unfortunately, it's used all of its AMMs up, but still. No flak on this, but they're relying on AMMs instead to deal with hordes of missiles. Yeah. Considering that the, this is a bit of a meme fleet, I like the potential for it, though, as I've said multiple times now. This was a very close game. I think that's mostly decided now, as we're probably going to see Alliance cap out on everything here. D point is going to the OSP, so we're seeing, back cap shuttle strong as ever. So I'm just going to watch as the last of these ships kind of go around the place here. Let's take a look. What have I missed, if anything, on this map? Containers going outside. A point is probably going to be capped here by the combination of... is this thing even under command, actually? Yes, it is. Okay, so Alliance, they can cap the A point as long as they take out the Momentum Mori here, which is heavily crippled, but still technically in the fight. So we're going to see if this ship is able to get onto the point here with its blanket jammers. Blanket jammers they don't count as armed, but if you have a blanket jammer, that does put you like one peg above the unarmed ships that you're seeing here. So we'll see if the Alliance gets onto the point or not in a second. Looks like... Oh, okay, I guess the CL was on the point. So now Alliance coming in with a 4-point lead. Still, was a very close game. Very interesting displays being put here, trying to go for the cap victory instead of just straight-up kills. So I like these games. These are quite interesting to see, like, atypical strategies being used. Here we see the 450 guns firing onto the container liner here. It's just dumping the last of its shells. They know that they're not long for this world. They've done their job as best they could, and they're just trying to zoom onto a point, maybe go for a last-second cap. It's going to be like 2 ticks, and then we will see an Alliance victory. Good game, well played to all players involved here. This was a wonderful match to cast, so just going to give them a GG, well played in the chat. Yeah. See the remains of the CLs coming down here as they got cooked off by a bunch of other things here. Ooh, there we are. Yep, the EWR Tourmaline finally going down. So, yeah. Thank you, everyone, for playing. This was a great game. Let's hop back into the general challenge, shall we? So.
Yeah, if there's actually
All
roll...
right, that wraps up our fight night in the second lobby.
We are almost done here. Looking like an OSP victory, just barely.
We saw a Alliance victory in our game.
Oh, nice.
Okay, check.
Yeah, a very odd game here. Some interesting
I think I got you
Acello
beat in terms
builds.
of odd game, but go off.
Okay, well, we had a cursed Acello with T-30s and T-81s. No one on the OSP team brought any Auroras or Sarissas, but no one on the ANS team brought hybrids, so that turned out to be the correct play. We got some beam destroyers with no FPAs. We got some flanking Axfords that hung out very high the whole time and out of the way. We had a death duel between some LNs and some light cruisers. We had a single hero shuttle, which has capped 3 points this game and still has not taken any damage other than flank. Seriously, give that shuttle a medal, like, holy shit. And yeah.
Alright, well, to compare to that, a mad lad named Duelfront brought 6 naked bulk freighters and capped, like, most of the map. OSP only lost by 100 points. It was weird.
It was the dumb empty freighters for caps meme build that didn't quite work out.
It was really close, though.
I should have stuck more
Container line of 38k damage. Yeah, good salvos here. 30% mines, rockets,
the JRRs.
Yeah, so they would go.
See the triple seekers now coming into play from the container liners. So we're just gonna head back to the main menu and wait for the other lobby to end off. We'll probably get another cast in tonight, so I'm gonna take a 3-minute ad break then because I just need to run to the bathroom. Anyways,
well,
just
that was
hang out,
interesting.
stick around, chat.
It is an OSP victory.
Alrighty, chat. We are back. Thank you for waiting and chilling and being overall cool in the chat here. We're gonna see if we can't get one more tonight. I'm gonna hop back into the Discord and hear what's going on.
Also, by the way, Nimestro, I think you're in here. With the beam
Just
destroyers,
talking about the,
you
last
probably
match
want to
they
fit some focused particle accelerators onto them, because at max range, beams only deal 50% of their damage, and if you don't buff their damage, then that means they don't really crack the armor or like really damage components that much. So when you're firing the beams, you got some good beam like hits, but you just didn't have the damage, like you didn't have the penetration and the damage to get through the armor of the Ocellos that you ended up getting hits on. So yeah, just something to do. Also, the person with the 2 Axfords that were up high, you probably hung out there for a bit too
They're
long.
just talking about the lobby right now.
You kind of want to move, like, I don't know, it depends, but like in that kind of situation, you probably want to move in closer at some point, because you're basically giving OSP map control while you sit on the edge. It's kind of like the team that controls the middle of the map has a much better chance of winning, and with a lot of the Alliance's combat power wrapped up in the LCs, which were dueling the LNs on the edge, and then the Axfords, which were sitting up on the edge just doing artillery, there wasn't much to control the middle.
I didn't catch this game, although
All right.
I hope somebody else read. All right.
Um,
Do we want to get another lobby set up then for another round?
I will get another lobby. Does someone want to volunteer to help me co-cast, because I feel tired and like I might be losing my voice a little bit.
I am casting on stream right now. If you want to join in.
Well, we can do the same lobby split up thing, but Rymark, I think you said you could help me cast.
I certainly can, yes.
All right, then you hop in my lobby first. I'll put up a Fight Night 1.
If you just want to do the Discord cast, I can do the Twitch version.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, I assume you mean a second lobby.
Do we have enough for still 2 lobbies, or?
That is a good question.
Let's see if we can fill up one lobby first, and then maybe we'll host a second.
Sure.
A couple people have kind of bled out over the night, but just waiting to see if we get another one in here. So a little bit of the old intermission in that, as we just set up for the sort of continuation of Fight Night. We're probably going to get at least another match in here, although the debate is whether we get one lobby.
All right. We do kind of need to fit Rymark in here if he's co-casting with me.
Which server are you on?
Fight Night 1, but it's full now.
I see.
There it is.
Okay, one person is left. Okay, can I get you in here, please?
They're doing a game on
Alright, you're good.
Pillars for that. Right. Tell
Although
you
that
what,
means
then.
that there can't be X3 as a spectator. They'll need to actually...
Yeah. So X3, if you want to play, you can play, or if you want to spectate, you can do that in Discord call.
Is there still people who
them
want another lobby? Because I could just hop onto one of the area officials and get the secondary lobby going.
We still need people to like bounce.
We still have, we still need one more person in Fight Night 1.
Okay.
Also, someone in Fight Night 1's got to move to Alliance, because this is going to be a 4v4.
What do you think, Chad? Think I should maybe do a bit of play? I've been showcasting most of the night, but I could do a bit of play. Technically, there's no rule against doing it.
Sakura is currently... I see, they want OSP as well. That's a problem.
Well, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's not going to fly.
I guess that's what happens when you
Hopefully
have
they'll
OSP
get a game up.
match,
Otherwise,
right?
I might just hop into another lobby and just kind of keep the...
I can go
event going.
ANS. I've tested OSP enough.
Well, okay, then
For those of you who don't know,
that means
there's
Rangarin
a
goes
Discord
to
for Nebulous
Alliance
Sleep
2
Command.
to counteract
I'm gonna
Sakura.
see if I can't get that link somewhere around.
Is Sakura here?
Probably not, they just hopped in.
So we need to say that in text.
Invite. All right. So, Neb Fight Night Discord. I'm gonna just link this in the chat here. So if any of you are interested, here is the nightly event we got going on. Just gotta pin this message up here. So if any of you want to quickly hop in and join, then that is the place to be, as a group call just going on the Nebulous official Discord right now as we get Fight Night set up and going.
Okay, we have one slot in Fight Night 1.
Mind if I hop in and play it?
Sure.
All right.
Interesting.
So we're gonna do things a little differently.
All
this
right
time.
then.
Instead of me
What
showcasing,
map?
I'm gonna be playing.
We can go Broken Bones. We can go Arroyo. We can go Bulwark.
How about Arroyo?
Let's. Sure.
And delivery.
Oh,
I should do
Arroyo.
more stuff. I think that. Let's see. What do I want to play today, chat? I did do pretty well with a trio of gun CLs before.
It's interesting how similar Arroyo is at its core to, God, what's the one shaped like a
450
heart?
brothers here. What else?
Aorta?
Aorta, yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's like got the very open like top area.
And the very closed-off bottom area.
Yeah. Well, Arroyo is kind of like a flat plate, while Aorta has like a bottom area, but only like on like half of the map.
I really think the primary difference is the lack of enclosure in the upper side.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can take a flank route on Arroyo. That's true.
Yeah,
also,
there
Arroyo
is like
definitely shaped like a donut. Thank you. It's a donut with a big bite taken out of it. You can see it. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a bit when we get in the game.
But you know, if the upper left had that overarching like wall, I think they'd be extremely similar.
There is a bit of similarities between the map we just casted on Aorta and the map we're going to be playing on Arroyo. So we'll see what we get there. Eggbolt coming in here with a VLS2 nasty voxel. Aurora defense on it as well. So this is kind of funny because this is actually a really
Are
old
people
build.
going to move
like
to
you
their
can see
respective
way,
team
way
chats now that
back,
they
like
have teams?
pre-missile update.
That'd probably be a good
before the
idea.
OSP
We
was
can
in.
get
So,
Team 1 Donuts, Team 2 Rocket.
all right. So we're going to hop down and talk to our team then.
Good luck to all.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. All right. Let's see. Who do we got in the call?
Mira.
Howdy.
All right. Let's take a look at our fleets and see where we're bringing into bearing. All right.
So I'm making the shitty and terrible idea. I have a 3,000 point Vauxhall.
I was just looking at that. I'm like, dang, that's like a pre-missile update ship.
It really is.
Well, other interesting fleets here. Yep, just good arrays of stuff. Half tempted to play a swarm, but I don't really have a swarm ready to go right now.
It carries
play
140
destroyers.
missiles.
Gun swarm has not been updated. Swore I had a beam fleet somewhere.
Oh yeah, C-Bot, you're 40 over.
Yeah.
Four
We're just
Seasons missile
thinking about what
salvo
we're gonna
boat.
do. I haven't settled in yet.
Thought that
I
I
think I might
had
do this.
Beamstone.
Bring a mix of beams
Beambird,
and
no.
missiles.
I don't remember which fleets I've prepared, chat, so bear with me.
Okay,
while I
I'm
be a little
bringing
bit silly.
artillery and
Is Task Force Ashland?
yeah.
Right. Well,
Guns.
either way,
Lots of
such a big
guns.
gun 450 fleet.
Pretty weak on the
Obviously,
cap game,
got a
but
couple beamstones there,
fine
so
with that.
that looks pretty good. I'm prepared to just be
Actually,
the
I
big
can bring in a
450
cap fleet if you
slinger
want.
that I am a fan of.
Up to you.
I like
I'm
the big
much
guns in this game.
care one way or
Don't worry. Check out my new fleet.
Oh yeah.
Another bit of sneezing there. All right, I like it. We got a swarm.
Let's do it.
I am very sneezy
Probably a
tonight.
better
I
idea
don't
than
know
the
why.
3,000 point Vauxhall.
Well, 1,000 point Vauxhall. I mean, it worked one time, right? So
Can get work done.
Wait, who ran a 3,000 point Vauxhall before?
people like 3 patches ago. Back before programming channels were a thing, so you could just fire literally your entire complement of Thunderheads in one volley.
Holy shit. That's so fun.
It was a very interesting time, chat. There's a
Yeah.
reason programming channels are a limiter now, so you can't just dump every single missile. Got myself a lovely thermos full of coffee while I was gone, so topping up the old drinks. Decaf at this hour. I'm not completely insane. I'm just a little crazy. I'm just a little crazy, chat. Just a little bit. I think I'm funny at the very least. All right, we're just readied up. People are probably sorting things out here, so we see we've got ourselves a 4-player team on the opposite side.
One sec, I have
couple
to
short
slightly
ones.
edit my fleet because I'm realizing that I've got illuminators for some reason and I'm using command missiles. I don't know why.
For those of you who don't know, the Illuminator is used to mark enemy ships so that certain seeker heads called the semi-active homing can lock onto them. It also provides a extra sort of radar beam towards the enemy ship, so you can get some tracks that you normally wouldn't be able to get, typically because they're either a very small target or you're being jammed. In this case, though, they would just be used for targeting, which there's not really much point to having them there, so... Nebulous.
How long do you think it'll take?
Just to.
Eon Fighter just waiting to ready up on their side. Our job is going to be playing the frontline fleet. We've got a pair of Axe Swords, similar to Task Force Oak, although we're a little bit lighter on gun. We just invested in a bit of a backpack here instead, so probably just want to actually take off the backpack on this one and just add it to this.
Oh god, I've new plan. I'm just gonna go in with the shitty.
Go and do this like so. We'll just take some chaff instead because active decoy is expensive.
It's fine.
Go and then just a bunch of fly swatter missiles like this. Okay, save that. There we are. Ready. Return to lobby. Let's go. Go 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 go. Yeah. Eon should be ready in a second here. So. Achievement out on one of the ships by removing the little VLS launcher on it, instead electing to go chaff on the other one here. I'm not sure how effective chaff is going to be, as the Axford is a very big target, which means great radar returns from missiles with radar seekers. It does, however, mean that there's the possibility of the chaff cloud seducing a bunch of incoming strikes, especially if there's sort of mixed volley there with different seeker heads. Then it gives me options to play against. So that said, the Axford is also very good at using hard kill. I've got a bunch of Stonewall flak guns and Defender kinetic point defense turrets, which just shoot bullets at the enemy. Anyone who knows what a CWIS 20mm defense turret is, that's basically the Defender. It's just a massive chain gun that spews lead. I think they've got like 2,400 rounds per minute fire rate, so they're very good at what they do. Just waiting on Eon here, so we'll see if they ready up or not. We're seeing Rengaren. We saw them earlier with the lovely painted Acellos. We'll see if we get into an Acello versus Axford war, and I can teach them what 450mm of goodness means. Yeah, ha ha ha. As I wiggle back and forth excitedly.
Why do they have one person that?
Not anymore, they don't. Let's go. Say go. I think everyone is ready, so let's make this happen, chat. Yeah, I got two. Yeah. So in this case, instead of being spectator like we've been for the rest of the night, we are going to be playing on the ANS side. So this will be a different perspective. We will not see everyone on the map. Instead, we're going to have to rely on our own intel collection methods and other tools. So I'll try and offer whatever commentary about what I'm doing and just kind of dump my thoughts out of my mouth and hopefully keep everyone on the same page. Although, keep in mind, I am not the best player. I have played this game for a while, but I still have a lot to learn and a lot to improve upon. So we're just going to see what we can do. I think that playing... I'd like to play this side and just try and trade gunfire along here, but I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Just trading the long shot gunfire here, going for 9
shoot
kilometers
at them with the grass.
On the other hand, I could go on the underside and then try and shoot upwards. Options. I think I'll try that. I'll try playing low, like so, because I'm expecting the enemy to deploy high up here and try and shoot their railguns and other weaponry.
You think I'm
across
just
the
doing
way.
D, B, and A?
I'm trying to go D and send someone down to E, maybe A. I don't know. I got cappers.
I'm thinking I'm going to send my pair of Axfords around the right side. Like, I'm not going to get point B. I'm just going to play that kind of flank angle and try and shoot any bulk freighters they might have up near the C point.
Sick.
Sure, I can deploy my my beams over on that side too and just cover you.
I think beam stones would be best on the D side because then you could probably go under or around to the E point and then catch anyone there.
Yeah, I just don't like going underneath the beams because you get caught up by shuttles or anything. They're so vulnerable.
True enough. Alright, so we're deploying in now. You can see our two big old drives burning in reverse here as we head towards the mighty donut asteroid that is Arroya. Nice, healthy brown of asteroidy goodness. It's that lovely cinnamony dirt. Get the speckling on it. You can see a huge formation. I think they have a container liner. I see a mighty big flare.
Where at?
We're on the move.
Stand by, ping. I want to say like roughly that elevation, give or take. I saw quite a few flares there. Only identified the container liner though.
Cool.
We're ready when you are, Commander.
We're going to preemptively set our headings towards the enemy here
Aye,
so that
aye,
way we can
Commander.
bow tank incoming fire. might have messed up one of those a little
We'll
bit.
get
So
it
we're just
done.
using the heading tool, which calculates in a sphere, as you can see me shrinking and growing here. The
Understood.
various other points, I used a marker to indicate roughly where I thought the enemy was. Seeing one of our fleets here, led by Microsoft Edgelord, moving towards the B point. They've got a couple escort ships. Actually, did we see them last game? We saw a similar fleet with a bunch of escort frigates and stuff, although this time we see a 450 package on this one, along with some Sarissa long-range anti-missile weapons. These have like an 8-kilometer range around them that they can fire basically
We're ready when you are,
it's a
Commander.
pretty much like a packet of sand that just smacks into the missile and blows it up. The missiles don't have the thickest armor. And it turns out when you accelerate something ridiculously quick, even when it's just sand, it's really effective. So, see a bunch of the little cap shuttles going around the place. These have torpedo banks and a little bit of point defense on them, along with some illumination and locking provided. So,
Standing by.
good little mix of ships there. We are the kind of primary frontline firepower heavy duty, so we're going to be escorting, or rather these beam destroyers are going to be our escorts. They provided very little point defense, though they have some kinetics around the place, so they'll be good against containers. We're bringing in the big old flak guns, so we'll be trying to see what we can do there. The beams, unfortunately, only go out to 6 kilometers, so we will have to push aggressively and try and get onto them. We'll see how well we go. Keep changing my mind on where I want my ships to be.
Moving out, Commander.
I'm going to set my heading roughly towards where I expect them to be.
Understood.
So, they're capping the C point, as it is right now. No doubt a shuttle moving very quickly ahead of their fleets, trying to get them the early cap advantage and start their lead on points. What is this? Indirect missile support ship. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 banks of VLS-2, so nasty missile package there. Unfortunately, because I am a player in this case, I can't click on it and see what the payload actually is, but I'm sure my teammates know what they are doing.
We are securing Zone Boxer. We're on the way, Commander.
Yes, going around here. I might want to cut high and then try and get to locations
Waiting for
as
your orders,
I can
Commander.
sort of try and see what I can hit.
Standing by.
So, how's the weather on your ships today?
Weather's pretty nice. It's a lovely atmosphere. Oh, and speaking of things I was going to show you, so you can see Arroyo.
Artificial gravity treating you well?
Receiving.
No, I'm just
yeah,
bouncing
yeah.
around in 0 gravity, don't you know?
Let's use mag boots. Come on.
Mag boots, how do they work?
Magnets.
So we see, again,
Magnets, how do they work?
A little bit of ICP references picking up on the Discord.
No one knows
yes,
how
yes.
magnets work.
They feel like a universe hack, let's be real.
Underway.
Yes, magnetism,
Aye,
electricity,
aye,
and all
Commander.
of that.
Moving out.
That's the closest thing to wizardry you're going to get in most of your life, honestly. Like, it's really weird stuff when you
Get it
break down.
done,
It's like, okay, we
Commander.
know how this works, but we don't know exactly
Understood.
why. So,
We have secured
Awaiting
projecting my
orders,
course to go
Commander.
here. No early warning. Are you getting any early warning radar hits up top?
We have secured Zone Dagger.
Like, Microsoft, none of your stuff has been tracked yet, right?
No.
Oh, that's weird. Normally they have a tug or something deployed topside with early warning, so they'll see us. Makes me suspicious.
Waiting for your orders.
I'm gonna poke out a bit with one of my frigates.
Yeah, just keep eyes open. I'm worried they're gonna ball up somewhere.
Yeah, it feels like they're hiding and just deploying somewhere that we can't see. So, I know a bunch of them deployed in line with the rock so they could go over or under. Underside push would be interesting, but we have scouts for that.
Receiving.
Receiving.
Kind of wish I had brought Elint, but unfortunately didn't have any ships I could put that on. Elint refers to a module called a pinard, which we discussed earlier, lets you get a crossfix between 2 ships, so it detects enemy radar signatures. So we get a ship over here and a ship over here, then they can kind of triangulate and figure out what's up where. Okay, what do we got
Awaiting
here?
orders, Commander.
First contact's low.
I see him low.
Could be.
Now what are those?
Freighter pair? Maybe a Celos?
They're not moving that fast. Could be an Acello pairing. Pretty big too.
What
Maybe a
can we
bolt
do for
freighter.
you, Commander?
I'm gonna actually choose to dive here for a second.
We're underway,
Adjust our
Commander.
heading in case that is an Acello
We're on
pair
the
we
way,
want to
I'm not seeing any. Nothing I see is peeking over.
Aye, aye,
So
Commander.
Alright, well, if they're gonna give us the top, let's do a cautious advance then. Seems like
Yeah.
we at least know there's 2 ships down low.
I'm gonna keep hugging this rock.
Waiting
Let me know
orders.
how things are going up top, and I can push the
call.
support if needed.
Receiving.
We'll just keep
We're
ourselves
underway,
moving like
Commander.
so. Yes. I don't exactly know what those
Copy
are,
that.
but we're
Might
gonna
throw
find
a
out.
missile or two at them.
Copy
Make
that.
two
Yeah, give
signals,
us
see what
scouting
the-
on those 2. I'm gonna mark them
Waiting
priority
orders.
so we know what they are. This could be a pair of Acellos or could be bulk raiders.
I think they might be wanting to engage to my sprinters. Should I pull back away from A?
I'd say just hold up for now, yeah. Like, don't reveal until you're closer if you've got torps. They don't have your sprinters on radar, so either they're running Ithacas or that's like decoys. Those could very well be a trio. That might just be a trio of shuttles, just by the looks of it.
Oh, we got something low as well.
8476. If I had to bet, that's a flank shuttle or a decoy container.
It looks to be going to D, maybe.
That is real. It's got radar.
We're ready whenever
Yeah, I think it just shot a missile.
It's
Yep,
shooting
it's got torps.
something.
That's got to be a tug then, if it has torps.
We're ready whenever you are.
Gonna throw some missiles on D.
So I could shoot at these ships, but I don't have a reason to right now, so we'll see what ends up going here. Size 2 hybrids going out, cruising around, doing a little bit of a wide turn here, actually, trying to get their pathing, although a bit interesting way those missiles work. See if they end up getting a good lock or not. Ooh, they see something.
I think I could
All right,
just.
those size
it's
2
sort of
hybrids
hard
locked
for
on
me.
something. I'm seeing T-20 fire, I think. Probably a trio of shuttles. Okay, there's cargo feeders going underneath. Yep, 3 cargo feeders. Stand by.
And some shuttles as well. Definitely saw bastions at work as well, so.
Oh, yeah, they're scooting up cruises at your shuttles.
Let's see, where did those
They got PD. They'll be fine.
Okay, there's at least one bulk freighter underneath the map. It is an MLS 2-liner.
B sword location is roughly where their shuttles are.
Yeah, liner to a tug, monitor, and a liner.
We're ready when you are.
Should I move down there?
Understood. We're en route.
If they're pushing underside, that's probably where most of their fleet's going to be, right? If we're seeing at least a cargo feeder and then a missile bulker.
Waiting orders.
Okay, I'll move my
There might be something else
Axford
that
down
I
there.
don't see.
Shit,
Flipping the map
where they
around like so.
spotted me?
Move up to these rocks here.
Waiting for your orders, Commander.
The Jackie Chan, Chuck Norris, and Mike Tyson trio has been spotted, and I can't tell from where, and that scares me. It's over by
Do a burn
going
through,
to
see
E.
what's up.
Yeah, up there behind the rock.
Ooh, look at 2024.
We're ready whenever you are.
D sword actual on it. Whatever it is probably pretty small. If it's just detecting us like that, I bet probably just a little leftover shuttle or tug or something.
Yeah, it's up on sea warning.
Alright. We're just going to point our nose this way, expecting enemy fire. I swear there's going to be something with big guns that I just don't see yet, which make me paranoid, so...
Do you have anything we want to try throwing on sea?
What can we do for you, Command? Understood. We're en route.
We could just probably send some of the A shuttles after, right?
Waiting for your orders, Commander.
Do you want them to go to C instead of going to A?
Just cap A with them and then go C.
Aye, aye.
We're underway, Commander.
Oh, we got contact on E.
Not surprising, given we saw there was quite a few of them going underneath. All right, 6992 going towards the A point. Little shuttle there if you want to move it. Let's see what else we got around the place. So we know that there is enemy ships, although I'm worried that some of these might be decoys and stuff. Let's find out, chat. All right, so we know that there's a ship over there. I am being detected now, so we're just going to provide locks on that.
We're on the move.
That said, I am not going to be firing. I'm just going to set my firing tight so that if this thing does decide to shoot at me, it's not a big deal.
We're ready when you are, Commander.
Probably can fire some of my fly swatters at their 6-kilometer range. Or, yeah. Okay, we've got a little gun frigate here that'll just take care of that thing nicely.
Receiving.
Awaiting orders,
That said,
Commander.
they do know the jig is up and that I am
Receiving.
doing my thing, so... Gonna keep ourselves being evasive
Understood.
here as we
We're
kind of
en
keep
route.
moving up and down, making them not quite sure
I'm
where our
RPF
things
in the shuttle.
Yep, good hits on it. Ooh,
Just the
good
HC's
size
just
2
not
missiles on
moving.
that shuttle.
Yep.
That is dead shuttle below D.
Waiting for your
A
orders.
lot of tracks below E.
Yeah, they tried to do
Yeah,
an
the
underside
shuttle
push, and
ran
they're gonna
off.
slow down on it, so. I think 3101 might be the bulk freighter. It's moving awfully slow. We do know there was a missile bulker down there at the very least. Well, where the rest of their fleet is, I couldn't tell you.
Waiting for your orders, Commander.
Awaiting orders, Commander.
You can probably send the Corvettes just straight to sea. I don't think there's anything up top to contest us.
Standing by.
It does feel odd. It's too quiet.
We're ready whenever you are.
There we
I
are.
might start trying to move my keystones into position to try and get a target on
9564, confirmed cargo feeder.
Copy.
Here's your old track number.
My S2s might have difficulty dealing with that.
I've got 450 bearing on it, but...
Oh
Would be
shit!
better.
Lots of tracks at E.
Is being locked.
Let's see what these things are. Anyone know what 1045 is?
I don't know. There's like I know there's a tug, a liner.
I'm seeing
and
torpedoes
feeder
being
under.
fired up now towards your shuttles.
Standing by.
Oh, I think they're now heading.
Okay, 3282 is cargo
88.
feeder, so is 2378, marking priorities.
Okay, I'm going to start dipping below and engaging with that group.
Okay,
moving on D.
got a confirmed to Cello.
For your orders, Commander. We'll get it done. Enemy lock detected.
Standing by. Understood. Engaging the
Got
enemy.
some missile hits on
Confirmed
the
bulk freighter. 3101.
3101, copy.
We're ready whenever you are.
All right, chat. Now it's time to bring the 450s to bear. So,
Underway. Aye, aye. We're on the way.
see us
We're
doing
on our
flank
way.
maneuvers now, trying to move ourselves where
The
we can
enemy
fire
has
from the
locked
best
onto
angles.
us.
Understood.
Enemy buzzer.
See them trying to jam us, but we've got locks, so this should be good. Cargo
I'm gonna
feeders
put
and
as
such.
many size 3s into that bulk freighter as I can.
Do it.
Copy.
See us
Keystones
just
are
moving
coming
up
down
the
to engage the
underside
group
along
under D.
here, trying to be as aggressive as possible.
Moving out,
And move a
Commander.
little bit back as well. So we don't
Low
want to be
prioritize
too
the
close
silo.
since the enemy does have a bit of an advantage in close quarters. We want to try and use our range advantage to the 9-kilometer
Ready
mark.
whenever you are.
In this case, we're holding a lock on what we can.
They won't know what hit them.
I'm not gonna win this shuttle engagement down here. I'm gonna be
Do
real.
what you can. See us rotating fire into the cargo feeder because we can actually see it. But
The Chuck Norris, the Mike Tyson, the Jackie Chan laid down their lives.
Awaiting orders, Commander.
trying to lock on here.
Initiating attack.
We've lost tracks.
Running through, holding lock.
Won't know what hit them.
See us just pounding away at this cargo feeder with our
Awaiting
450
orders,
guns.
Commander.
Doing what we can with what we got.
Understood.
Trying to move up here now. Turn off flank since we don't really need to do it.
What can we do
Good
for
beam
you,
on target.
Commander?
The cell's getting cooked.
Ready whenever you are. Engage.
Target the Acello because it is a bit bigger of a threat than the other ships here. Yeah.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Chris Deck, you're
Moving
needing a
out.
meow. All right, I'll give you one in a
On the way,
second.
Commander.
Heavy missile launch from a 9460.
We're on the
Yeah,
way.
I see that. Looks like it's bound to you.
Yep.
Waiting orders. Missile launch detected.
Standing by. We'll get it done, Commander.
Focusing fire into 9460.
We're on the way.
This might spell the end of my ship here. We're going to find out. I'm just popping
Aye, aye.
all the chaff that I can here, hoping that this works out. And it appears to be working.
There's internal damage.
Go Chaff Box! Woohoo! Yeah, Chaff is the best. Let's go.
Awaiting orders, Commander. Standing by.
So we're going to
try
turn our stuff
to
back on
off
and
with
fire
jams
on
as
what we
well.
saw.
Solution locked in.
Oh,
Command
what
says halt.
tracker that he's.
Move over to here.
Understood. We're en route.
We're in the middle of something.
All right, now we're going to go torpulous, so we're just going to sit and cover because if they're firing torps at us, then that's bad.
Still here.
Going to issue the firing orders on these. What did we lose? Okay, so we did take a hit or
We're
two.
a little busy,
That's
don't you think?
unfortunate, but still. Able to salvage our situation.
We need to get out of here.
Move here
Aye, aye,
now.
Commander. Moving out.
Meow.
We're ready when you are,
Or
Commander.
we can play the high angle, which I think we will.
We're underway,
Yes, we'll get a
Commander.
flank shot in. Like so.
What can we do for
Jesus,
you, Commander?
Seabot, you're taking some hits.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're dishing it out as well. That beam is cooking. So he's just dumping everything.
We're a little busy, don't you think?
We're just
God
dumping over-
bless our troops.
Copy that, Commander.
You got it.
Fire as soon as we get over top of this rock.
Fucking keystones, they put in so much
There,
work.
now.
Moving out,
I
Commander.
mean, you're probably going to cook off his missile launchers in a second. He's just trying to panic dump everything, and I'm gonna come around the rock and kill him. So he's probably gotten most.
Yeah,
of his
I'm
missile
shooting
load
him
out.
as well.
Oh,
Rip for the beamstones.
It's dead.
Command.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
We're ready when you are, Commander.
They're locking us. Make it quick. They're jamming. They're taking shots at us.
So we see them
Move,
firing a
move.
bunch of gunfire here.
We're on our way.
Run off our flank thrusters since we don't need them anymore.
No, we can't.
Where was that bulk freighter? Is one of these? Okay, so cargo feeders
What is it,
don't
Command?
really scare me right now, but they are annoying.
We're unable.
I had a great
Target
opportunity to
lock
cook them with my
initiated.
beams too, but they both just missed.
Yeah, you got
What can we do
spinaled.
for you, Commander? Understood. Locking on.
I don't know how many shots this thing has left. So
I've
we're
got
gonna
some
missiles to
count
try and
with
finish
whatever we
them
got. Let's see how much point defense this thing has. Not that much by the looks of it. So,
What is it, Command?
all right.
Spiker,
We're just
brace
gonna
for
keep
impact.
bow on
Get us out of
them
here.
as well as we can do here and fire
Component
everything.
destroyed. We're a little
Yeah,
busy,
you can
don't
see all
think?
of our point defense firing off here. So, fortunately, we are taking
Missiles are
heavy
low.
damage from them. So
Make
we
it
need
quick.
to not be here right now. Got to dip a little
Move,
bit down.
move.
So,
We're on our way.
torpedoes in close quarters, rather
breach,
annoying,
hull
but
Oh, good AMMs out of that thing though.
Fire, the
fire
missile
missiles
breach.
into this thing
Component
as soon as I
destroyed.
can. You see our guns taking a lot here, but we are able to duck behind cover
We need to
on
get
top
out
of
of
this rock.
here.
Second,
Receiving.
on fire.
Initiating
Missiles
attack.
going
Missiles
into
are
it
low.
here, doing whatever damage we can. This thing's probably empty, but still, I like to give them a little spiteful hit. Wham, wham, wham.
We're a little busy, don't you think?
Let's take a look at other ships in the battle space. That thing is
No, we can't.
dangerous. Yeah, we're just going to need to find cover against this rock. So,
We need to get out
we're
of
going
here.
to just keep doing the same.
Moving out. Commander, they have a target on
Bunch of
us.
missiles and stuff firing on us. This thing, not long for this world.
What can we do for you,
I'm actually
Commander?
just going to ignore it, because I don't think that it
I
has any more
might be
missiles.
able to
We're
stealth
underway,
cap D.
Commander. We're ready when
Maybe.
you are, Commander.
Bring your ships around, because they're all focusing their
Receiving.
attention on
Open
me.
Fire.
We lost a component.
Standing by.
Yeah, I'm shooting him from
We're
behind.
Unable. Hull breach. Component destroyed.
Just try and move back behind the rock here.
Get us out of here.
We quickly position ourselves once again.
Whoa, did you know if you hit
We're
P,
on
you
our
get a
way.
first-person view of your
Get
ship?
Yeah, you can shoot down with the guns and stuff. It's cool. Prioritize repairs of our cannons. Axfords
Wait,
are
you
tough.
can manually shoot the
Receiving.
guns?
No, sadly. Well, you can fire on position, but
Hull breach. Hull breach.
Well, yeah.
that's rather
Missile.
annoying. They're trying to shoot us in the back.
Standing by.
I don't like that.
Component destroyed. What is it, Command?
They keep knocking
You
out
were
my guns and
detected.
stuff. The new
is it,
guns,
Command?
the bulk, the what are they called? OSP
Get it done.
current
Commander,
feeders have.
have a target
8072
on us.
coming up to C.
What can we
They're
do
trying
for
to hit
you,
with missiles.
Trying to fire what I can into them. Got good firing arcs on
We're
me here,
ready
and I'm
when you
taking
are,
quite a bit of
Commander.
damage, so I have to give them my
Hull breach,
due
hull
respect,
breach.
but we are also
Moving
holding the
out,
front line as
Commander.
well as we can.
Get us out of here.
I
Unfortunately, critical
might
thruster power
be
makes
able
us
to
not
stealth
able to
cap
maneuver
D.
that well.
I'm gonna...
Gonna try
but
my
that's
nose to
kinda
them
We're on
and
risky,
spray.
I think.
Component destroyed.
Holding on here.
We're ready when you are,
Bam, bam, bam,
Commander.
bam. Just firing on whatever cargo feeders present themselves. Cargo feeders, very good ships.
We're ready when you are, Commander. Incoming missile. Aye, aye,
Warps up my
Commander.
backside.
Moving out.
Hull breach. Hull breach.
They just keep firing missiles.
shuttle
It's rather
heading
rude.
down.
They can't
There's a
actually kill me with
cargo
those
down
because
there.
I
I
have
don't
point
wanna
defense in
do
the right arc, but it is still rather rude. So we're just gonna hope that our point defense
Moving
keeps
out,
doing its thing.
Commander.
Move. Move.
Yep, turrets going pew pew pew. Pew 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 pew.
Dialing
Go on
in,
that
Commander.
bulk freighter there, so I can actually
can't
hit
do
that
that now.
reliably.
Get there
Move
now.
around like
Alright,
so.
I got the shuttle that's going for C.
Move. Move.
Good, just
We're
keep this cap
underway,
advantage and we
Commander.
should win.
We're a little busy, don't you think?
I'll do my
These
best.
need to be marked priority, so I'm just gonna
Scope
mark the
is
bulk
being
freighter
jammed.
instead. There we are. As you can see here, still
You got
taking
it.
a lot of fire in the front nose.
You have a shuttle
all
coming
my
in
restores and
towards
stuff.
A.
Spiker, brace for impact. We're a little busy, don't you think?
Stop shooting missiles at me.
Awaiting orders, Commander.
Oh, that's actually gonna hit. That's gonna suck.
Internal
Ow.
damage detected.
Okay, that torp actually went
Power
through.
grid is
Oof.
back online.
Okay, I'm shooting it with RPO.
Receiving.
Hostile
Aye,
lock.
aye. Moving out. Understood. We're on our way. Lock on us.
I need to shoot at that Acello, I
Got a
think.
few missiles coming in for it.
That'll work.
Component lost.
Can't do it.
As you see here, just being suppressed by multiple fleets
Commander.
and getting
Moving
torped in
out.
the butt
Moving
is
out,
not helping
Commander.
my continued survival. So we are holding
Yes,
on pretty
Commander.
well. Why are you getting so close?
Understood.
Don't do that.
Firing on internal damage.
I think they might be
Take
trying to
them
rocket me,
out
which
now.
I don't like. So, trying to fix
Send it,
everything as
Commander.
well as we
We're
can.
losing reactor power.
Whoa, that thing just popped into
Spiker,
existence.
brace
That's
for impact.
scary.
Commander.
It's all 250s
We've got
though.
internal damage.
Okay, black defense. Yeah, frame rate dropping destroyer. They're still trying to torp us, which is rather annoying.
Aye, Commander. Moving now.
I'm gonna go in to try and cast E. I'm gonna have to take down cargo feeder, but I think I can do it because I don't
they
think.
are all focusing on my experts right now.
Still here.
Yep, I'm gonna try and move in and back cap D if I can.
This is interesting. We have survived technically. Just a little
I
bit
can
painful
kill the
right now.
shuttle. It's capped for it.
I was hoping to try and keep a better range than I have.
I've got a fleet going into back cap D. Just protect A if you can.
No guarantee on that, but they are focus firing me, so.
Get there now.
Destroyed, Commander.
Ow.
Spiker.
Oh crap, that thing's a threat. Okay, that needs to really go because that has plasma turrets after all. Large.
Receiving.
Okay, time to be evasive.
We're underway, Commander.
That's, yeah, ouch, everything. Luckily, no more torps firing on us, at least, so.
There are at
that's
least
annoying.
3 monitors underneath
As I say that, another torpedo
They are a mix
fires.
of
Please don't hit,
T-30s
please don't hit.
and the big C-60.
Yeah, I'm getting pounded by a lot of things here, including plasma, which makes those T-30s very scary. Those are good. You can see plasma stripping off my armor here, unfortunately. Trying to just maneuver whatever I can out of the way.
Move.
Moving around, doing my thing.
Understood.
Gotta try and get everything fixed here. It's a interesting time in the fleet of double Axfords. We are technically still firing.
Yes, Commander.
Sometimes.
Commander, module restored. Moving out.
Prioritize fixing the guns, please. Oh, this could hurt.
We're in the middle
Or
of
they can miss. Excellent.
Looks like you got a cap E.
Wicked.
Fire on whatever we can see, I guess.
Yeah, I
Bring the
hope
guns
that
to
those
bear.
missiles were
Fire.
enough to disable that thing.
It looks pretty
Keep the
shredded.
cap fleet up. I am occupying so many of them right now.
Stores are almost gone.
Yep.
Orders,
Forward
Commander.
down.
Actually, though, how am I still?
Oh, and I'm gonna get back cap D too.
Go for the 5 cap. Do it.
Get us out of here.
Got a lock on us, Commander.
Just gonna fire on whatever we can see.
Copy that.
This
Locking
thing.
on.
That
The
has
worst
a-
part is my shuttles don't have PD, so this entire or not PD, sorry, they don't have any DC teams. I realized. So this entire time I've only been on full speed.
trying to hold on to this. I mean, hey, if it works. See, just my guns constantly getting knocked out here. Ow, rocket salvo. It's weird. I can't actually see
Yeah, this
them
is letting me
firing.
have free reign back here.
Such a strange bug. Normally I should have visual on stuff here, but I guess because the CIC got knocked, I can't. So just repair the essentials and go from there.
We're in the middle of something.
Still somehow in the fight.
Get there now.
Ezars!
Excellent. Just keep going. They can't kill me for a while at least. We're just desperately trying to stay in this fight.
Commander, we lost the
We're in the middle of
module.
something.
We just like get repeatedly cooked here.
We need to get out of here.
We're just repairing anything we can at the moment. So, yeah.
Make it quick.
This is painful. Those are going to be rockets firing at me. I think there's a rocket container. Yeah, plastering the front of the ship. But as long as we just keep the guns repaired, like, ever so slightly.
Uh-oh.
should be able to
Reactor
hold it.
boom.
Move.
God damn, this is just so much fire. It doesn't really matter killing this thing, but it does the most damage. It's the biggest target right now, so we're just going to go with it.
Get there
They have...
now.
Oh, they have another salvo in the back. Okay, so this is bad. We're just going to need to scram our reactors, like I was saying. So we'll just do a quick trick there to make it a little faster. We confirm the scram because you see reactor overload on both of those. We do not want that to happen, so we're just going to tell them to fix that. You can see our guns continuing to be devastated here. I am just the wall that they have to shoot at to actually get anything done. So if they were smart, they would have heavily pushed towards the A point, but luckily my ally, Microsoft here, is just delivering good back shots to them, and yeah, like you've got a broadside Axford here just hacking away at them. You've got little gun frigates and stuff keeping them off A. So yeah.
Abandoned ship.
Oh.
I repeat.
Uh-oh.
Abandoned
Okay, so this
ship.
thing is no longer going to be fixed. So that is now a
If we
bomb.
have any
We're
small
now going
arms
to
that
move
can
it
hit any of the tugboats are still alive.
Just win on the cap, because a 4 cap right now, like they don't have anything around the map, I don't think. Like they could get A, but we have everything else, so.
Yeah, no, that's very
This
true.
is going to be interesting. Let's see if the tail gun
Just
is
thinking,
able
if
to
we
fire
have
on that or
shots to
not.
kill any tugs or
I
shuttles,
think the defender
those will be the
does not
fastest.
have ammo.
Fast
Oh,
ships.
nope. It just doesn't have angle or something, or maybe not radar. Uh-oh. Ooh, this is going to hurt a lot. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. That's not fine. Ow! Okay, so I might be out of the fight here, but I think I can still hold on for a little longer. I'm going to cook off one of my Axfords, I think. But No, wait, we actually got the
Yeah,
scram
I
on
mean, they've
that.
spent so much time trying to get into you.
Yeah, like, they
It's
just
worked
can't kill
really
my
well.
Axfords proper. It's just costing them too much time.
Make it quick.
I'm gonna keep firing on this thing as soon as we get a gun up. Like, our guns are still active. This one's horribly, like, mangled, but I mean, hey, it works. On our flank speed because it's not really doing anything. This is what I was talking about, like the Iskai truck. This is just a big old torpedo bus. It just throws everything it has into us. And yeah, let's see if they throw some more. You have at it again, fucker. All right.
We need to get out of here.
Pitch the nose up. See if we can't get that tail gun into target range. Oh, apparently our radar doesn't work anymore either. That's wonderful. We have a spyglass and no restores. Oh yeah, let's go.
I don't think there's any way I can contest the Atlas capture. My missiles won't kill those feeders.
We might not have to. Because, I mean, we're going to have a 4-cap. Like, they can get A. It just won't do anything for them.
Yep. I would say if people can get ships on points.
Yeah, just get ships on points, sit there. Holding the E point would be great if we have anything that can get there soon. Egg and Volt, you have some stuff just kind of going up into the nothingness. You want to send those down to E?
Receiving.
See if we got something.
Yeah, send one to E, one to C.
Aye, command.
Probably should shoot at like a smaller target, but I don't really have a lock on anything else, so I can't lock anything else either. All right, we are just taking an absolute shitload of fire here, but we're holding on.
There is a missile ship right behind you.
Slowly fixing this thing.
Oh, for sure.
Eventually, this will repair. Axfords have a repair quirk, which is really, really good. It makes them notoriously hard to kill.
Yeah, I don't want to try going for that.
I'm hoping that they just don't have any more torches
MLS,
than
because I don't know if I can get
yeah.
missiles through its AMMs.
I might be able to hit that. Don't know.
Can't do it.
Shooting the Scorcher, I guess. Why not? Ask for a lock.
Sorry, had to step away for a family thing for a moment there.
Can anyone lock 3282 cargo feeder?
Aye, command. Firing.
Let's see.
3282.
Yeah, just click on it in the chat. You'll be able to get it. Just want to try and shoot the cargo feeders because that bulk freighter's not moving.
Oh no, they just jammed me. I can only get the bulk freighter. I'm still
That's fine. I'll just keep shooting it then.
Locked to. And there's some other cargo feeders if you want.
Yeah, it was just the one that was in my arc, so.
Copy.
Lock any feeder. I'll change my fire onto it.
Let's see.
I think
that one's dead.
2221 is the one with jamming. Try and hit that guy.
Okay.
Click on it. Perfect.
Orders.
Okay, here we go.
Copy.
Cannot believe how much fire these Axfords have taken and still lived. Say that and sneeze. Somebody must be thinking about me. It's like, hey, why is your ship still alive? Like, look at this. This is, like, I basically don't have a ship left, but it's working. Well enough, anyways. It's easy. Easy. Anyways, still firing on things, and cargo feeders taking hits, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how we can lose this.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible for them to cap in time. I'm just going to drive my Axford onto A point. Care to join me?
Okay, yeah, I'm almost out of ammo anyway, so whatever.
Ooh, 2221, that's actually an Ocello. I just got visual. And it's broadsided between the two of us. Let's pepper that thing.
I think they're trying to stealth cap C, so I think I'm actually going to send something to stop that.
Good call.
Orders.
They're so behind on points now, I don't think it'll matter. More water. Like, they can just keep shooting me. I don't care. I am going to keep firing in return and staying alive.
Cap, I think
Let's go. Keep the reactors and stuff fixed. I don't care about this reinforced locker. It's not essential. Make sure everything important.
I mean, it doesn't really matter what they cap at this point.
Yeah, we've got this in the bag. Let's go.
Took a hit. Component down. Acknowledge.
Trying to keep myself going. Like, the guns are really slow cycling, but still, I'm going to force them to keep, like, some stuff on C here. Or A point, rather, because I'm going to be moving towards it.
Roger.
You can see them. They're just trying to shoot at our big softy here, which is, like, you can see the 100mm taking, like, some hits into the broadside of it, but it's just an Axford with a whole bunch of armor. It doesn't care, although I might care about them. These are going to hurt. Ow. Turn off the radar real quick in case there's an ARAD.
Are they trying to stealth cap D?
I guess I might have
I think
realized.
I don't know.
Well,
It's okay. I'm sending
stuff works,
I'm sending
kind of
my
still.
shuttles down there for a second. It's gonna be really funny.
Okay, now we're getting a whole bunch of hits.
Yeah, I'll send my frigate down as well.
Just hold on. Oh, we lost the mag. Oh no.
We're in the middle
All right,
of something.
we're still able to fly.
Get there
Just
now.
burn onto the point. All right,
lost
they're all
Oh, no,
firing
they
on me.
blocked.
Just like 2 more ticks. 1 more tick actually, and we win. We got this, boys.
Yeah, we've got this.
Got those GGs. Woohoo! Oh, that was a great game, chat. Woo. Let's hop back up to General and talk to them about them, because this was a great one. Tab out and grab the old General.
And they just let me shoot them, like...
Right. Good game. Well played, everyone.
GG.
And this is why you don't deathball.
I can't believe how much damage these things took. Like, almost 19k each. Damn. Only repped a little bit, but still.
OSP isn't in here yet. They're coming in here now.
Yeah.
Was it Rang, I think, had it?
Hello.
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 Have we learned a lesson about deathballing on this day?
No, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Having no idea what you're doing has never stopped any Nebulous player before.
No, I mean really. I don't think I killed anything.
You had, I mean, your rockets at the end did a pretty good job on that Axford.
That's at
Oh, yeah, because I got it stuck on a rock for 10 minutes before I noticed.
Don't worry,
No,
Commodores do that too.
As a
It's
heads
all-
up,
it's okay. It's just Neb. Let your hair down. It's all good.
I know. It's just upsetting.
So,
Those rockets
who
are
was running the
real.
Isekai truck in here?
Rangarin.
Yeah, it's certainly like the Isekai truck, but this
It
is
certainly felt like it.
It's a unique brew filled with several different types of torpedoes.
Wow, that's
Some cruise
terrifying.
I've never seen the cruise torpedoes before. That's interesting.
Wait, cruise ropes. Those actually have
Most
interesting.
Yeah, but the new patch kind of fucked it because it messed with a load of the AI.
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
and
the
they're-
wake bell only like work on the backside of ship now?
Yeah, so those aren't super reliable anymore. We saw them got soft killed a lot. Yeah.
Like it does the ship pushes the missiles even more than it used to before, and for some reason if you have 2 groups, it messes up firing them together. Now it seems.
Well, I'll tell you what, being on the receiving end of that was not fun. It's just like missiled me literally the entire game. I was like, how many more do you have?
I mean, you Neko took the entire enemy team pretty much.
I literally
Or
just was
most
getting shot the whole game. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be the wall.
It's more
And what a bloody wall it was! That last one still wasn't dead.
Still
You were
wasn't
a
dead until I
wall.
zerged it out of cover, and then finally somebody got a hit on it. Like, it died right before the match ended at 3:26.
Yeah, that was very nice, because I could just shoot them unopposed. Like, they never turned around, so I was just shooting all the...
I had I hit
cargo
some
feeders.
defenders in Arc. I'm like, okay, I knocked out most of your MLS. I think I can just ignore you for now. I thought you just didn't have any missiles left until they just started trickling out. I was like, oh, okay, we can handle this.
Question.
So, sorry, go ahead.
Are Previses just bad? Because I don't think they killed a single missile.
They're not great for shooting down hybrid missiles, but they're very good against torps.
Yeah.
Oh, is that all that was there?
What was attacking you was size 2 hybrids, so your Pavises wouldn't really do anything against those. Well, they might if the Pavises with the missiles didn't have like evasive maneuvers, but they
It's
did.
not very reliable against the size 2 hybrid missiles. It's a very fast,
Well,
nimble missile.
It'll generally do all right as long as there's no evasive maneuver. But
Yeah.
there usually is an evasive maneuver, and an evasive maneuver makes Pavises and defenders basically useless. So yeah.
To counter size 2 hybrids, you want a mixture of like flak and then lasers, either the Aurora or the Grazer turret.
What you were running into as an issue for that specific monitor fleet is that you wanted to be part of a death ball for safety, but you also had a lot of your points tied into relatively short-range weaponry, and those were very anti-synergistic, so you felt locked down, but you also didn't have maximized DPS for anything else. So,
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, like in a death ball, right? If you're in a death ball, then like no
They
one's
just
getting
had
close
a
to you
lot
anyway, so
of,
your close range
ships
weaponry,
here, so
it
this
doesn't
was
have
a
much of a
mean,
chance to be
nasty
used.
fight to pick.
I kind of thought defenders would work against hybrids. I guess I probably should have thought more about that.
It's
They can
alright,
shoot them
it's-
down on a direct path, but a hybrid has a very small window for you to hit it, and they're also very fast missiles. So
And honestly, it's not very intuitive which PD is good against which missiles.
Yeah, no, it's not like signposted at all. You just gotta learn by bitter experience or by someone telling you. So
that's
yeah,
what shipyard
yeah,
channels
I
for.
figured, well, let me just use more bullets. That's gonna hit it, right? Nope.
I mean, that's what the OSP thought. They just added a second barrel.
That's why Shelter Alliance is the superior fact.
Of course.
Well, I think in this case, the OSP leadership was maybe rushed through the train program a bit too early.
Yeah, I think they got conscripted a little too fast. There was a freighter captain in there.
Yeah,
okay, that freighter captain delivered a lot of freight to our Axford pair. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys took like, they killed a lot of experts and stuff, right? But
Yeah, I
just
have no
the
idea.
death
I wasn't
ball-
there. I came in at the end of the match, but I just feel like mogging on the OSP because it's fun.
I don't want to put blame and say, oh god, you guys did a terrible job. And it's like, no, like you did good once you were in like combat, but it's just like as a matter of like where you deploy at the start and what you do when you realize you're being outcapped, right? You just can't stay in the death ball in that sort of situation. You got to start to split up and go after points because
Death
if you
balling
don't
is
have,
good, but you do need to know when to split that ball up.
when the enemy reaches like 500 points out of 1,000 and they still have a cap advantage, that is like alarm bells, like split everything, set flank speed, get to cap points right now or you will lose mode, basically.
Yeah, I was telling people once I noticed we hit 500, but then it just didn't happen.
Yeah, and that's kind of just partially because of your death ball's location
C90
and
very
the
good.
slow speed of a lot of stuff in the death ball, and there was a lot of decisions there. But generally, yeah, when you have slower fleets like that, it's a better idea to start like deploy more spread out, and then maybe come together as a death ball in the middle of the game once you have secured a bunch of points and stuff.
I will say this at the start of the match, it was kind of scary because like normally you get tracked by early warning radars up top on Arroyo. There was just nothing there. So we were like,
that's
what are they
another.
up to? There's something not right about this picture.
That's another thing. I don't think you guys had any early warning radars or LRTs, long range trackers. The Bloodhound. Yeah. OSP needs those. OSP as a faction is built around like
just built around it.
Knowing where the alliance is with the early warning radar. The LRT didn't really factor too much in this game. Guys didn't get jammed too much, but it's also useful. Basically, the early warning radar, if an OSP team doesn't have at least one or two of those, that's not good. So yeah, having one or two of those in a team comp is always good. In your lobbies, you can like say, hey, do we have one? Do we have an EWR? And if everyone's just like staring at each other awkwardly, you should probably rejigger your fleets.
I see.
My favorite part of this whole thing was honestly, it was a little moment with Gazar there, where there was one cargo feeder over at E defending it, and my two little shuttles just torpedoed the hell out of it and just zoomed in. I was so happy with that fleet.
The Corvette packs did really well. Yeah, they were zooming all over the map, capping things, torping things. Yeah.
Don't underestimate the power of just bringing more ship, because having like 8 like Corvettes just to like control the map, like that's really powerful, especially with the way torpedoes have been changed.
Yeah. Small ships, very powerful. Small ships often overlooked, but they're game winners more often than not, just because they can be there and be in lots of places and cap a lot of things.
It's not who kills the most, it's who wins the cap game at the end.
Sadly.
What annoyed me the most, and probably is a bad design idea on my part, both my scouting shuttles died basically instantly. Maybe giving them a giant thing saying, I'm here, is not a good idea.
Scouting shuttles die immediately. I'm
16, yeah,
trying to remember in what circumstances they died. Do they like die to
just
missiles
got
and
missiled.
stuff?
Yeah, they just got missiled.
With that, on like little like detached like solo scouts, AMMs are really good because AMMs are like good in isolation, right? PDTs, they get better the more of them you mass in one place, but that's kind of difficult. With AMMs, you can mount like just like 10 of them, and that denies like one missile strike, and then it's like, okay, well they could missile strike again, but they've already launched more than the shuttles cost in missiles.
I see.
AMM's really good. The stock riposte is that like comes as stock is like a little meh. You can go in like some of the starter fleets though. The starter fleets all have really good AMM. So pick a starter fleet, grab an AMM from there. Yeah.
Alright.
There's other aspects too about knowing where to put your shuttles, which you'll learn over time. Also knowing how to position them so like they can take a missile strike and not necessarily explode.
Wait, literally the direction they're facing matters?
Yes, it does for compartments and stuff, because sometimes you can get a missile hit and it will just spray the missile's damage rays into an area that has nothing important.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, every hitbox is compartmentalized relative to like the size and position of where stuff is. So it's why putting more important modules like layered between reinforcements and stuff is a good move.
I see. Also, is it bad practice not to have locking on your ships that need locking? Is it? I had it on the shuttles.
It depends
and
what kind of fleet you're going for.
On the shuttles, it depends on what kind of weapons they had. Like, do they have rockets or cannons?
None.
None? Well then, you don't really need it, but the thing with the OSP is that the pinpoint, their FCR, it's so cheap that you can just kind of slap it anywhere, and then it just kind of helps out the other ships. So it's not really a bad choice. It's just a thing that's there, and if you need more points, you can take it off, and no big deal.
That said, it does only have a 6.5 kilometer range compared to the Bullseye fire control radar on Alliance side, which has 9 kilometer range. So.
Yeah, so for the Alliance, the Bullseye, you only want to put the Bullseye on places where A, it's not going to die, and B, places where it's like really needed, because it's a lot more expensive.
See?
I'm still
well, that's actually been really helpful. I think I'll probably just make something with way more rockets, so I can actually do one thing well. Because it was really funny. It was really funny just watching 30 rockets slam into the almost destroyed Axford already.
It is worth noting, rockets won't kill an Axford, but they will heavily damage it and make them constantly have to repair and stuff, so.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, you're like, its rear section was like orange-ish, and then your rockets came in and it was all red, and then the cannon shells came in to finish it off. Is like rockets, they can't, like on capital ships, they can't bring like CICs and reinforced stuff from red to gray, but they can bring them all the way down to red, and then you just tap them with some cannon shells and they're gone.
That said, you do have to be careful about what you're shooting at, because like big ships like a battleship or a heavy cruiser, they're going to have a lot of flak to shoot down your incoming missile volleys. So you have to know when to position it and when to go for your rocket strike instead of just getting within the maximum range of the dumping shot.
Yeah, if you launch rockets at like 3 kilometers, then like flak has like its entire range to work on it. But if you launch at like 1.5 kilometers, then flak is like half its range, so much more effective. Which is what you did with the last strike. Like the last strike got through because it was like point blank range.
Yeah, the first ones, both Axfus were still alive, so it was just really underwhelming.
It was kind of interesting because I was getting shot by rockets and I couldn't actually see the ship that was shooting them. Like I had no track or no visual, even though I was close enough. It was just like majestically appearing out of nowhere. I'm like, huh, well, that's an interesting thing.
Wait, no visual? How? It was right next to
I don't know.
Interesting.
It just didn't give me visual. I guess it was too close to the rock or something.
I guess they forgot the windows.
Yeah, that's why. You blew out all the windows. I'm experts. Thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna go make dinner, but if people want to keep playing games, that'd be cool. Yeah, thanks y'all for coming out with some good stuff.
So yeah, OSP Strikes Back. Good gaming, everyone. I'm gonna call the stream here myself as well. Thank you for everyone who showed up and played. I'll put a link to the stream VOD in the Nebulous videos thing, so you can all go back and watch the big 10 versus 10 match. And yeah, good gaming, everyone. Go play some more. Have fun. Bye.
Cheers.
So wait,
have a good night, y'all.
Wait, hold on. Was the final score 2-2 Alliance OSP?
Alliance won last game, yeah. So I think
so it was 2-2. Patch is balanced. We did
Patch
it, everyone.
Balanced. You could hear. Woo!
All right. See y'all. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Cheers. Have a good night.
Good night.
All right, chat. You've all been wonderful, but I think that this is where I'm probably going to end up calling the stream, as I am getting a little hungry and want to go get myself some food. Let's go ahead and find someone to raid then, shall we? Let's see. Ooh, hey, a friend of mine, Marley, is streaming Bloodborne. We're gonna go raid her. She's a cool little puppy dog, so just go on by, say hi, and all that. I'm gonna pass you all off to her. Yeah, thank you for coming out to Neb Night. It has been a lot of fun. I'm planning to do a bunch more of these in the future. And until then, I've been NekoboyBlue, your local Canadian cringe cat boy in that. Until next time, yeah.